has a delay too,
Yes,
like a few seconds, right?
Yeah, like 30 seconds to a minute. Yeah. So,
Oh, really? That much?
hey, there we go. On live. Hey, everyone. There's the Hobbyist channel. Up above me, we have the Audio Discourse channel, and they are streaming to their channel too right now. So I'll let Ant and Rush do the same.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of you need to like make your thing bigger. You don't need the Anthony. You don't need the side thingy because he can just show us.
What are you talking about?
Okay. Yeah, and you don't on your stream. It's this is live tech support.
This is live, real life.
Like yeah, you don't need to have the side thingy.
Oh, this thing? Yes.
Yeah, because
it
it kind of just shows up. Okay, well, too much work. See, we're lazy like that. But welcome to Audio Discourse and the Hobbyist Happy Hour. I am hijacking Tyler's stream, so if you don't know who I am, which is great because I'm probably the angriest Asian you will ever meet, and next to me is Ant, my co-host from Audio Discourse.
Hello.
And under there is, of course, Tyler, and he is going off screen. You know what, Tyler? Why don't you start?
I'm grabbing your favorite thing. I need to have this so I have protection. I'll just do this all whole show.
I don't even have. Oh, actually, I have mine. Why don't you start? What are you drinking today?
So right
Obviously,
now,
yeah.
I am rocking. Let's see if I can get this into whatever. Doing an old fashioned. I have Raft simple syrup, which is a smoked tea leaves and vanilla simple syrup. It's quite delicious. Has a nice flavor to it. And then I do some maraschino cherries, a little bit of cherry juice, some dashes of bitters, and right now I'm doing a Woodford rye. And I have about probably, what do you think about that? Is about 3 to 5 ounces of rye in there. And then if this goes away, I'm ready with my new to try. Never tried it before. Saw it randomly in the store. I was like, let's try it.
Legend. Is that a blend or?
Yeah, and actually, you might actually get a kick out of this. So it's blended.
No, probably not.
By Shinji Fukuyo. I'm butchering the person's name. Shinji Fukuyo. Fukuyo.
You know, I'm not Japanese, right?
I think you just said I think you just said a bunch of swear words, sir.
We're now demonetized for life. So this one is interesting because it's I want to say it's a Suntory mix with American bourbon. Yeah,
that's like
Kentucky.
blasphemy. Okay.
Yeah, right. It's kind of weird. It's yeah.
Do you know most blends are usually not single malt, but from the same distillery, unless you're drinking Johnny Walker, which is also just Scotch. You don't usually blend the continents, you know, or like regions even like because Johnny Walker is just Scotch, and you don't really get like American bourbon and Suntory mix. That's just, I feel like so strange. I have never seen it before.
Yeah. Suntory is an interesting one. Have you had a lot of Suntory?
Yeah, I go to Japan about 3-4 times a year, but not now, obviously. But yeah, last year I've been there like 3 times. But yeah, I do like just only when I'm there. I don't like, it's quite expensive in the States. That's my only thing with it. Yeah, because the Suntory Yamazaki 15 is like what, $80 for a bottle.
Yeah. My brother-in-law just came back from where is he? He was in Japan. He works at Amazon too, Ant. He's one of the head tech recruiters.
Sweet.
And so he comes back with the big fancy Suntories every once in a while. So Rush, what is your preferred? So yours is single malt traditional Scotch then.
I'm drinking I'm having a almost empty Ron Swanson's favorite whiskey, Lagavulin 16.
That's the one I was gonna bring up. I'm down to like this much on mine, and that's the one I was gonna bring up to drink.
Yeah, I have my Ron Swanson favorite whiskey. In true Ron Swanson style, I should just do it like bottom up and get hammered the first 20 minutes on stream. I also have a bottle of Bunnahabhain 12, which is my usually cheap go-to. Both Scotch, both single malt Islay. That's my usual.
Those are your go-tos.
Well, I usually drink bourbon, but the availability of bourbon in my state is very shitty. So we get like okay, so the most bourbon I can get is Buffalo Trace. That's it. We have Elijah Craig. That's pretty bad. No, that's really
Elijah Craig and Buffalo Trace are really good for their price.
Okay, I don't like. You see, that's the thing. They're $29. That's like very good for a price. Like it's like bottom shelf bourbon.
Yes.
I have to like try really hard to get Eagle Rare. You can
Eagle Rare is really good.
Eagle Rare is really good. That's my go-to bourbon, but I have to usually get it online, and sometimes if I bump into a nice bottle, I have to get it. I can't find Stag at all, but nobody can find Stag.
I can know you want Stag. Yeah.
not the junior, but the WT Stag, William T Stag. Yeah, that's good. That's my favorite, but I can't afford that. That's about $1,000. So bourbon. I love bourbon, but I can't afford it. How about that?
Yeah.
Funny enough, we have a better Scotch selection in Arizona. So most Scotch like Ardbeg and Lagavulin I can find. But that's what I usually go to, and you usually like to drink the blended stuff, right? Like what's your
No, I so we were kind of mentioning that earlier. Like I like it all.
Yeah, I know, right?
So one of the things that people that don't know about me yet, if they haven't figured it out, is that I really don't have too many like specific things. Like I like to. My big thing is if I go to a store, hence why I got this Legend, is I'll look and I'll see what have I not tried, and I'll get that. And sometimes it works out great, and other times it's a horrible experience.
I feel like there's just a fundamental disagreement between us, because if I would bump into that bottle like when I'm in a store, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, ew, that's gross. Because like what? It's a Suntory bourbon mix. That's disgusting. Like, why would you? Yeah, that's like blasphemy. Like, how would you ever?
Two true legends. How can that be blasphemy? It's two legends, not one legend. Two. Two is always
you mean you are always the dumbest of your like the weakest chain of the link, whatever they call it, right? I think when it comes to whiskey, the blended shit is always like the worst tasting, right?
It's the best of both worlds, though.
Yeah, see?
It isn't. No, it isn't.
It's like a hybrid.
How about it?
It's like a hybrid.
And
exactly.
You are into whiskey. Yeah. What is your beginner whiskey? Let's not talk about beginner. What's your beginner? Like if somebody has no idea, like they never got into this whiskey thing. Like it's like I'm trying to look into get into, because it's an acquired taste, right? So like, what's your beginner?
Like I would not start them off with a Ron Swanson smoky Lagavulin, but yeah, that would be that's you have to build up to that unless you like camping and sitting over a fire while it's just pluming into your face.
Your face over the fire. Yeah.
I would say honestly, I would even just say what you just said. Do the Eagle Rares, the Buffalo Traces, the Elijah Craigs, even I'd actually honestly tell them to start by doing some old fashions with some bullet, and then so you can get the taste for it, and then but I mean, if you want to go straight into it, I would say one of my I'm trying to stick to like the beginners, so like I'm going for like the cheaper bottle that they can try without feeling like they're spending a lot of money, and I would say Eagle Rare, Buffalo Trace, Elijah Craig's, those are all good. For the Scotch side of the house, maybe an Ardbeg. Am I saying that wrong?
Ardbeg's $80.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
what am I thinking of? It's cheaper.
The 10, the cheapest is $80. Well, it's 65. Depends on where you like. It depends on where you are.
Scotch is harder, and then especially with the all the tariffs on it now too. It's gotten
Yeah, I mean they've always been pretty pricey. But yeah,
Yeah.
our bag would be a good starting point, honestly. But
I would say my Balvenie 12, the sherry cask
Balvenie,
one.
oh yeah, the sherry cask. They have a double
Mhm.
cask that's really good.
Oh, yeah.
But that
I'm
one's
not a
a
big
little
fan of the
bit.
Caribbean cask. That's
No,
pricier. That's much pricier. Yeah, I didn't like the
yeah,
Caribbean
but
cask, which is odd. 'Cause I love Caribbean.
it's worth trying
Mhm.
once. It's like what, $100? Or am I thinking the
Yeah,
right
I think
one?
so. Like 80 to
15?
$100 depending. Yeah, and then the Balvenie 12 is roughly around 40 to 60 depending where you're at. And then
Yeah.
and then yeah, but I'd say the Balvenie is a good one, entry one too, though. Actually, and if one of my other favorites of all time is Angel's Envy.
Oh, there you go. The wine barrel aged. The other one I don't agree with. The Kentucky whiskey, right?
Yeah, I actually like the rye better than the regular wine one, so we're probably once again on other sides.
Yeah. No. But I think that's a good cocktail whiskey, but that's not a straight up. I feel like
it
it
can be
lacks
a little
lot.
bit. I call it like I use audio terms. I say sometimes it can be a little bright. It's like a fresh bourbon, or like a young bourbon is bright. It's not as mellow, not as smooth, it has that burn.
You don't like the burn? Do you usually drink the older stuff?
I prefer the smoother stuff. But yeah, I mean I don't mind the burn. It depends on the mood. But yeah, I think that I would prefer the smoother, older stuff if I have it on hand. But I tend to go and buy stuff randomly. Like I have a. This would piss you off so much. I gotta grab it just cause.
Oh, you go grab that shit. Oh my god.
This was $20 at Target. And I was like, $20? Let's
I don't know what
do this.
What is that?
Oh, I've had
Pikes
that
Creek.
before.
Okay, first of all, Canadians don't make whiskey. There's no such thing as Canadian whiskey. That's disgusting.
It's aged in rum barrels, though.
It's aged in rum barrel.
Finished in rum barrels.
Okay.
And it has the Canadian extreme molasses, maple syrup, vanilla, and then all the sugar of rum flavor. It's like might as well. It's like whiskey flavored rum, not whiskey. Wait, no, I'm confused with this. It's rum flavored whiskey, not whiskey flavored rum.
Okay,
That sounds terrible.
What is Crown Royale? Isn't that whiskey? Is that Canadian whiskey?
Crown whiskey?
Right?
Yeah.
Whiskey. Yeah. That's whiskey.
I used to drink that all the time.
Is it Eagle Rare? Yeah, everyone. I mean, that was like the thing,
That's
right?
College thing.
When I was 20, when I was 21, that was everyone had the little purple Crown Royal bags and.
Yep.
Oh my god.
That was fancy whiskey back then.
Yeah, we were fancy.
Dude, you should be really sweet. I don't like it. It's gross. Like, why would you have like a sweet whiskey? That's so weird. You know,
oh, man,
it's something that you mix. Yeah, but it's something that you mix Coke with. It's like Coke and.
Yeah.
It's like Jack Daniels, J&D. Actually, one of my favorites, Jack Daniels and ginger ale. So ginger and Jack.
Okay, here's the definitive way to do whiskey. Okay, there's two ingredients. You have a whiskey and you have your glass. That's it. Nothing else. Maybe a drop of water. That's only it. And nothing else. If you put anything else in there, it's just no.
If I'm drinking good whiskey, that's how I drink it. Or the first time I try a whiskey.
I never had bottom of the shelf whiskey before. I mean, I had Jack Daniels, but then you drink it with Coke, obviously. But I barely pulled out a whiskey.
Rush over here.
No. Why would you drink something like that? Just okay. If you're gonna do something, do it well. And Canadians don't make whiskey. They make something.
Maple.
Just like Japanese make Scotch style whiskeys, because
I like the Nika coffee still one.
Oh, the coffee one? That's not bad. It's a really funny gimmick. Like they have a cast strength one that's like 60%. That'll get you pretty hammered. So
yeah, it's funny. I'm actually moving away from cast strength now.
Are you? Why?
It's because it's not. I enjoy it. I like cast strength.
Water in your whiskey?
Well, that's the thing. Like I would rather.
Whiskey?
Like when I do cast strength, I tend to throw like an ice cube in it. But when I don't do cast strength, I don't do water.
You know why people do water?
It's to add the flavors, to pull the oils out and stuff.
Yeah. So that's why you buy a cask strength and you put your own water in there, right? And even though it's a little bit more expensive, it's you get more
bang for your more bang. For your buck. But my problem is I tend to not put that much water in, and so
you're not supposed to.
Yeah, and like what? Just drop. Yeah.
Almost can.
So, wait, Ant, real quick, what you drinking there, bro? What you got?
I thought you guys would never ask. What the heck?
Yeah, well, I don't think I want to ask you because he's drinking something that's not.
He's not drinking whiskey.
I'm not drinking whiskey.
He's not a man like that.
I have whiskey in my drawer downstairs, but I pulled out. I'm making this kind of fake Moscow Mule. It's Tito's Fever Tree ginger beer and lime in this copper mug.
Speaking of vodka, have you guys ever had Buffalo Grass vodka from Poland? Martin,
I don't know.
In the live chat, Martin, have you heard of this stuff? The Buffalo Grass vodka. God, I wonder if I might be able to pull something off. I'll probably F up the stream, but it's crazy. It's vodka, and you put it in the freezer, keep it super cold, and you drink it straight, and it's super sweet. It has a little blade of like this buffalo grass stuff in it, like almost like a worm in tequila. It's like super gimmicky. It's only like $20 too. It's super cheap, but it tastes so good. It's like I was at my brother's a little bit back, and then he was like, "Oh, hey, remember that vodka Dad used to drink all the time? We found it. And here it is." And I was like, "What? Whatever." Tried it. I was like, "Holy crap!" It totally brought me back to my childhood with my dad. Not that I drank vodka as a child with my dad, but anyways. But yeah, it's called Buffalo Grass.
That's so strange. I don't remember last time I had vodka. Probably back in college, which is not as long as you guys. Back in undergrad, I guess.
That was like 20
but
years
I never
ago.
really... Yeah, that's 20 years ago for you guys, about 4 years for me.
Or I guess 15.
4 or 5 years.
15 is when I graduated.
There you go, yeah. My college
I'm the old man here. Is that what's happening?
I don't think so. I think Anthony speculated you guys were about the same age.
I think we're roughly about the same. I'm in my late 30s.
I'm the young one here.
I turned 38 soon.
There you go.
I turned 39 soon. So
yeah, you guys have 10 years on me. There you go. I'm the young one. Everybody's legal here, so there you go.
Exactly.
Illegally drinking.
I'm trying to find this freaking. It's Zubrowka Bison Grass vodka. Sorry, I went on a tangent.
That's normal.
The clear stuff, I don't drink because I usually just drink with a mix, right? I don't think I drink vodka straight before. It doesn't taste like anything, but I guess that's the point. So you just get drunk, right? It's like more like a college thing. I feel like.
Like I don't like. Right. Like I hate. Like that's the worst thing in the world is to wake up hungover, right? Like, why?
I don't get hungover.
Well, I do, and it sucks. So.
Well, you're old. That's your problem.
Yeah, it happens when you turn 30. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
It's
actually true. That's true. I used to never get hungover.
Actually, I get hungover really quick. So I mean, like once I wake up, I'm allergic to alcohol. So I get once I turn pink enough, as pink as my background poster. That's when you stop me. But I am allergic, so it doesn't take me too much to get drunk. Which is like a funny thing.
I am lucky. I don't turn red when I drink. I'm like one of few Asians.
Yeah, it's the Asian gene. Some Asians, like a lot of Asians get
Sudafed, right?
Pepsid.
I know my wife.
Pepsid.
I think my wife. Pepsid.
Yeah.
Takes Pepsid.
Yeah, there you go. I don't take it. It's pointless. I mean,
except it's not really good for you to do that, to mix those two things.
Yeah, I feel like do I need to medicate to drink whiskey? That's so weird, right?
Chemistry.
No. But you know what my beginner whiskey of choice is? Johnny Walker Blue. I know it's $200 a bottle, but I tell people you should just buy Johnny Walker Blue. If you want to get into Scotch, you should buy a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue. And it depends on what you like about it, then you get something more specific. Because it's more. It's like if you like the smoothness, you will get the Highland stuff. That's because that's what the smoothness come from. If you like the richness, you get something else. If you like the smokiness on a Johnny Walker Blue, then you get a Islay whiskey, right? So like that's what I say. Like it just jump in the deep end. which is what I'm about, because I always just, if you want to do something, just do it well. And so if you want to figure out what you like about whiskey, just spend the $200. And you know what? Relatively, in terms of whiskey drinking, which you like to try a lot of stuff, and I don't. I don't mind I just no. We're gonna go into I'm gonna go into the point here. I don't mind to just do it well and just spare the low end stuff. And I know it's experimenting on whiskey is a lot cheaper than with audio gear, but I just
it can be.
Yeah,
audio gear lasts forever, and whiskey I just keep buying more and more of it. So
I mean, yeah, but you bought you have a $3,000 headphone right now, and how many bottles of whiskey can you get with those? I'm pretty sure I never drank 3,000 bottles.
You might be able to get two Louis maybe.
It's fair.
I mean,
I used to collect whiskey like crazy, and then I started I went on this weird trend where I was like, I need to get rid of all my whiskey, so I just started focusing on one bottle at a time so I can get through it all. And then now I'm like, why did I do that? So now I'm down to all this low level whiskey. I drink all my good stuff.
I was never so you like to have a lot of bottles?
I usually do. I'm a collector at heart, man. At the end of the day, I'm a collector at heart. So
no, that's not the right word. I would use the word hoarder. Like the show.
That's what my wife says, but I mean, whatever. Tomato.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, for whiskey, they keep forever. Obviously, if you just keep them out of the sun.
You just need to make sure you wet the cork. Do a little bit of that.
Yeah,
number.
there you go.
Just kind of twist it around, make sure the cork's wet, and good to go.
Well, are you gonna have a whiskey cellar in your house soon?
I wish. Yeah. I actually my liquor cabinet used to be this full, just stacked full of whiskey. Now it's half of it's board games and amiibos for my Switch.
I usually just have 2 bottles. That's about it. And when I finish the 2 bottles, I get two more bottles. Usually something different. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's fun to have a lot of bottles. But then I don't have a problem not starting to drink. I have a problem stop drinking. So when I start, I would just drink a lot.
So funny,
especially when you're at home all day. Then you're just tipsy all day. So
I'm already here this part. So my problem is I'm a social drinker. So when I drink at home by myself, this would not be this far down already. But when I'm chatting, having a good time, I will, and then next thing you know, I'm whoop.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, usually I'm working and drinking at the same time, which is
that's nice.
Great idea. Great idea. Well, usually not that bad. Work has not been busy for me since the corona. Everybody's working at home.
Is there a dog behind you?
A dog behind me?
What is that thing behind you?
That's a dog, yes. That's my back support. It's my puppy. It's the only dog I'm allowed to have. It's my back support. I've had it since when I was a kid, I think. It just sits on my chair.
I have a puppy like that I've had since I was 2.
It's on the back of your chair.
I think it has a couple holes in it, so I have to keep it stored safely because it's leaking beads and stuff. But yeah.
How's your new dog? How's your new puppy?
She's great. She's I might leave stream for a little bit and go grab her. But she's awesome, man. I love dogs. I like dags. You like dags? I like dags.
I like other people's dogs because I don't have to take care of them.
And that's the part that's tough right now for me is I'm running probably since Sunday. Probably she gets up every 2 hours to go piss and take a deuce. And so I'm up every 2 hours to go take her outside to piss and deuce.
Oh, so that might...
Yeah, I remember.
Not fun.
Yeah, I remember having a puppy, and it was I don't think I slept for 3 months. Period.
Yeah,
maybe more.
It's she's last night she slept the longest so far, which was roughly about 4 hours. So that I actually feel pretty good. But that was the only solid 4 hours I got. The rest of the night was not so pleasant. Yeah, 4 to 6 week. Martin, he's mentioned that in our chat. Like, it's usually not too bad. Usually about a month, and even then, like in the way if you do it the way if you get up every 2 hours with them and take them outside, it makes potty training that much easier because they associate pottying outside. So as long as you keep doing it and maintain it and consistency, that's why I wake up, and I'd rather suffer now than later and try to stop a bad habit. I'd rather get not let it be a bad habit and just kind of move that way rather than trying to fix a bad habit. So,
but you have another dog already. Now you
yeah,
have two.
I have two. I usually
That's and a kid.
and yeah. She I have a house full of terrorists. It's amazing.
Yeah, I feel like you're just asking. You just.
I love misery. I like just being in the mix of just hate and discontent. It's great.
You hate sleep.
I mean, I think that's why you drink so much more than I do.
There might be some logic to this.
Yeah. But I like to talk to you because I feel like you're just the nicest guy, and I have to say it now, and I'm just the angry one because like you're the big one that's the nicer one, and I'm the little dog syndrome. And I feel like we don't see eye to eye with a lot of things because, like, just in terms of like maybe drinking, maybe audio, just because you like to try stuff and I like to, like, dude, oh my god, this. How is that mess, by the way? How is that going for you? I don't understand it.
It's downstairs. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how do you like that stuff?
I think you'd like it. I actually think you'd like it.
It's and that's part of the reason why I like it is because it's so unique.
Yeah,
melodies are so unique with it, and the God damn it. No, but it's no, it is. It has a cool that's. I mean, I had the U12T sitting or U12T. Wait, yeah, U12T. And so I had that at the same time. And honestly, I think the U12T was more my preference, but the Mest just had that that little extra flavor that I tend to like. I like to have, I like something that has a little more flair, a little more uniqueness to it. Another fun thing. Rush is over. Rush like.
You see, like that's why I that Bone. Have you ever tried that Bose glasses? That's also like a. You tried it before, right?
Thing. Yeah, I hate that.
That hits the back of your ears is supposed to conduct. That's the same technology, except the driver on the MEST is.
It's in the faceplate.
It's outward, right? It hits the faceplate.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It does not make physics.
So
I don't have a physics. It's a meme. That's what it is.
Damn it, Rush! I'm not a scientist.
They put a fourth different driver there to just charge you that fucking premium. That's what they're doing.
It's actually pretty cheap.
It's the Sci-Fi game.
It's relatively inexpensive for a unique melody.
Isn't it 1.5?
Yeah, but that's cheaper than everything else they sell.
No, I think it's going to average out to like 1,100 I think is what the sweet spot for that is. But I think did they just jump back up to the Mest being like 1,400 now?
Yeah.
Didn't it just go back up in price?
Yeah. It was here. But
okay, remember back in the day.
That's still less than
I know you guys are.
So.
No. You can't be okay with that. Remember back in the day, $1,000 was expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when $200 was expensive for a headphone.
Yeah. It's like, why are you accepting that kind of price creeping when it comes to IEMs? Just because they put a fourth. It's not inflation. I don't know how inflation is that much.
So, Ant, you recommended these to me, and I was actually randomly listening to these. Oh gosh,
those are the DMGs.
Yeah, DMGs. So I was listening to these again randomly. I usually listen to these on a Bluetooth band, like on my, for working when I work out, picking up heavy things, putting them down. But because gyms are closed, I'm getting not so much gym time in, so I was like, I'll listen to these again. I haven't listened to them, and I put them back on a real cable, and I was actually pleasantly surprised at how good these were in comparison to the Andromedas and even the Mest. So
no,
I think you'd like the Mest. It's actually pretty good. I mean,
compared to what, like, would price into the factor? Do you always have to consider that it costs $200 whenever you listen to them?
I would say so. I mean, well, see, I'm comparing them to like what I had at the time with the U12T, right? So that was my comparison. The U12T is like was that $2,000 or just under $2,000 for that?
No, it's 2,000.
Yeah, it's
And
15.
so, and to me, the Mest was just as good, but maybe not quite as smooth. And maybe some of the details weren't as good, but like overall, it was right there, and it had that unique like fact. It has this like chameleon factor to it, man. Like it
you like it because it's gimmicky. It's a tri-fi gimmick. You love it because it's gimmick.
Which I you know, I'm not gonna lie to you. That was my worry. That was something, and that's why I was looking forward to Ant's take on it. But then I also had a little ace up my sleeve because I knew that Torque liked it, and that's why I picked it.
He doesn't like that.
Different
the
Torque.
first one
The
that
other
said
Torque.
that motor driver is pointless. Oh, the other one.
The other Torque.
Yeah, wrong.
Yeah,
the British one.
You know what my problem with white people is? They always like too much stuff.
It's true. We ruin everything. It's a true story, man.
I'm just kidding.
I like that. I want it, and now I need to have it, and it needs to be mine now.
And it's now yours.
Now it's mine.
Hey, I actually liked it. So I actually
I don't
came
know
in.
why you like
I came
it,
in with
yeah.
I came in with like a lot of skepticism because I know you.
I liked it.
Yeah, and I don't really like what Tyler likes typically, except for like CMF. But and I have a unique melody, and it has issues, like everyone knows.
Issues?
Yeah, issues. But yeah, it sounds really good. I mean, it doesn't sound as strange as you think it is.
But you hate bass, and it's so bassy. Just from your graph, looks so bassy.
That's the weird part. Like it is basic, but it's not. Like there's times where I'm like, where's the bass at? And then other times it's like, whoa, there's the bass.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll tell you that much. It has nothing to do with that boner driver. It has nothing to do with it.
No.
I don't think it has anything to do. I don't even think that thing makes any sound.
I pick it up more. The boner driver thing is more like Ant, correct me. Like I actually want to ask you about this. Like for me, like I almost hear it clicking sometimes. Did you ever hear it like I say clicking? It's not really clicking. Like I almost feel like I can hear the impacts that it's making sometimes on certain tracks.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's not very apparent because it's right in the middle of the frequency. So they tune it to have like 1 to 5K. So it's like right in the middle of all the other drivers. So you can't really distinguish it if it's even there. But I do feel
and I'm wondering
like
if
a texture
I'm feeling it.
But
yeah.
Yeah,
maybe that's what it is.
But
like
it's very subtle.
and maybe that's what it is. Oh, Rush is hating this. It's amazing.
No, this is wrong. This is so wrong. Like, no, that's not how any of this works. No, I think
that's not how any of this works.
This is going to be
this is not how it works.
Rush's Facebook wall is on his wall behind him.
See, we have to change the tide because every episode's him like we agree with him, and the last couple in audio discourse has been us like attacking him, which is great.
I don't think I have a problem with you guys disagreeing with me, but then like I have my version of truth, which is the truth.
No.
Find your truth.
No.
Realize that we're all our own unique protagonists in all of our own stories.
Thank you for that anime reference. But like a lot of the times, I feel like manufacturers are putting in just new drivers in their IEMs for the gimmicky factor, and the most of the time they don't do anything, and they just do their like. Remember
EST.
when the Sony EST just came out and nobody knows how to use it, and nobody still don't know how to use it, right? And for the most part, a BA does it a way better job than the EST drivers. So like, I am more of a person that until you prove me wrong, I am going like when this new things come out and it needs to be proven that it's right. And this bone conducting thing, I'm not about it, man. Like it does not like it's like the physics does not make sense to me.
I wonder if it makes a bigger difference if you get a custom version, because
you know what, there is a NEST without the boner driver and it sounds exactly the same from what I've heard.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I can see that. Well, so back to like the I will agree with you that I think that especially in the IEM world, there's this race to the bottom. Where there's so much stuff that they're just all the different companies are like throwing onto the pile of the IEM world that they're all just constantly like the prices are just constantly coming down. Like in my opinion, like that's what I'm seeing. which is
coming
great. I
down.
think. I think to some level, I think there's those like waves where also those like, oh wait, people will buy this for this much. I mean, that's always business, right? Like, how much can we sell this? How much can we get away selling this for? Yeah, right. Like at the end of the day. So
I feel like they're getting more and more expensive.
I mean, of course, but at the same time, like you're getting stuff like the Blessing 2, which I've never heard. It's all hype, and I would love to hear it. But like, that's what $200-$300. But like, so these stuff like that, right, comes out $320, and people are like even Rizal was saying like, he did a review of that. So like he was talking about like, he was comparing it to the Andromeda for crying out loud. It's a $300 IM which I know you guys love the Andromeda. I'm sorry if I'm going to poo on it for you.
Love it. It's great. It's great IEM. Best IEM. Andromeda 2020. This podcast is sponsored by Ken Ball Audio. Yeah, he's got to cut me a check for that. If you're gonna compare something to like the worst of its price range, sure, like anything can sound good. Like I'm sure that Blessing 2 is great, and shout out to Anthony for not wanting to send me his Blessing because he's afraid of it.
I'll send it to
you. And
he
knows my.
You can.
I live near him, and he didn't give it to me, so.
And here's the problem.
I wasn't
and I'm gonna give you
to.
that speech when I give Anthony, right? There's this logic that you have Chi-Fi, you have mid-Fi, you have hybrids. You pick one and not all three. It's maybe people need to have higher standards when it comes to hybrids, and I feel like just when it comes to like R&D and stuff, you don't have some good hybrid that's under $1,000. But my idea of a good hybrid is the Z1R. So there's that. Like Tier Trio is great and Z1R is great, and no, get that out of here. No, get that Linsol piece of shit.
This review is coming out later today.
Oh my god, I don't want it.
It's highly recommended. You can get it
downstairs.
This is the Legacy 3. It's a 1 DD 2 BA hybrid. You can get a custom version for $189.
$189. What a steal! And when you break that thing in 2 weeks, it was going to cost you another $180 to replace it. So whatever.
Which there's something to be said about that too, right? Like if you buy quality, you're getting quality, and you're not have to worry about it breaking, that kind of stuff. Which I agree. That's why I love ZMF and that kind of stuff. But and why Hi-Fi Man is not necessarily my favorite.
You buy Hi-Fi Man and you buy the Odyssey headband. You just spend an extra $200 to buy the Odyssey headband and just put that on there, and then you have a great pair of Hi-Fi Man. Because
or just buy a ZMF and you're good.
Well, no, I mean, not to shit on Odyssey, but the only good thing about the Odyssey is their headband, and the only good thing about the Hi-Fi Man is the driver. So you have one great company if one of them buy out the other. Just to say, one of them can make planar, the other one can't. Oh my, yeah, there you go. Is that the GX?
Yeah,
I do like that look. I like the black and red look. I really do like the black.
I do too, man.
Look.
I do.
I just don't like the fact it does have no treble.
You're all about that bass. About that bass. No treble.
It's better than the other LCDs at that point.
Yeah, but like it's when
just
you're comparing against shit, if anything is better. I'm not. Planar is a weird thing. It's hard to do right, and I
agree.
I think Hi-Fi Man makes two good planars. The HE6, which is obviously the best one.
The HE1.
No,
Dex is pissed.
Angry. He hasn't tried it.
HE1000 is the other good one. They make two good ones, and and they all have their own problems.
Yes.
Yeah. Like the other ones are not like the Aria. I tried the entire lineup last time I went back to China, which is November. I feel like there's nothing special about them that you would put them over dynamic driver headphones. So I also know and they're heavy. They're heavy.
They have sub bass.
And it's hard to get.
But that's the thing, that they're trending away from sub bass now with their super thin and light diaphragms.
Yeah,
true.
So I mean, So I mean, at that point, what are you getting? I mean, might as well just get a ZMF.
Who might be on the show tomorrow at noon?
Yeah, there you go. You can ask him. I never tried a ZMF before because just like the lack of availability, honestly, for the most part in Asia.
I can let you borrow.
Yeah.
mine,
Oh, okay.
guess.
I was
I
gonna
don't think I
hang
wanna.
up on you in a second, but no. Okay, cool. That's a good excuse. Not a great one. I mean, everyone
I
should
mean, the
strive
lack
to.
of availability is not a. It's. I mean, headphones.com have them, right? And I
Yeah.
guess.
No,
No?
they are
It's a direct
self-distributing.
sale.
Oh,
Yep.
just that's it. Wow.
Yeah.
Real like small mom and
Boutique,
pop.
super boutique. Yep.
Yeah.
They
Which
only have
says, I mean, I agree. They're not the easiest to get a hold of.
yeah. They only have
Or to
distributors.
try.
They only have distributors in Canada and Europe, I think, and in Asia.
Australia
how's the
too.
wait time?
I think
How's the wait
Australia
time
and
on
Asia.
that? Oh, really?
Long. Zeppelin. Zeppelin is a distributor for them. Zeppelin and Co.
Oh yeah, there you go. If I go to Singapore, I guess I can try them. Funny enough that I have to go to Singapore to try.
An American from Chicago boutique shop.
And I have to go to Singapore to try it. Like, what's? I mean, like we don't really have too many like headphone shop in the States anyway. So I guess that's
travesty.
well, I mean, you work with headphones.com. Like, you don't work for them, so you obviously have a lot. You get access to a lot of their stuff, which is nice. I think.
Yes.
I think from, and this is maybe my rant when it comes to the audio hobby here. That is a lot more. People are a lot happier. I'm gonna put it that way. That
In the
people
States?
love. Yes, like they love the stuff that they have.
Have you been to Reddit?
I don't go to Reddit unless I'm okay.
He's on
no.
Reddit.
Reddit's it's an entirely different issue. Like
That's true. That's
Okay.
true.
and Anthony's like, oh, you should go on headphones.com, and I'm like, no, I don't think I wanna bring my anger. I try not to go.
I'd have to mod you. I'd have to moderate you.
Yeah, he's a mod.
You. I'd probably.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't even go there because I think I am just extremely cynical in terms of this hobby because I'm not.
He doesn't get along
I
with people.
travel. No,
But
I
I
would I
think
get
there's a
along?
difference, though, right?
Just
Like,
joking,
you're
just joking.
cynical, but you do it in a way that's not super, super offensive. I mean,
I-
I'm not
you
gonna lie.
know
First
what?
time I
Really
jumped into the Discord with Ant, like I was like, "Who the fuck's this Rush dude? He's kind of a dick." What the fuck?
I am always a dick. You know what? I'm gonna be.
But then
really
I
cynical
realized
about-
it's just yeah, like it's not a thing. So once you're fine. It's once people
no,
get to know
no,
you.
no. Until I shit on the headphones that's on your head. The Celia is awful, by the way. Yes. How about this? It's good for a clothes bag. It's so good for a clothes bag, right? And you have to say like you really have to judge the two categories separately.
Yes,
But when
you have to
but when they launched it, remember when they launched it? It's like, oh, it's a clothes bag utopia. No, fuck no. That is so not true.
That's
Right.
how I hear it, man. I hear it as a
Are you
closed back
serious?
utopia with a warm tilt. That's how I'm picking it up on it. It's not as detailed,
it's-
not quite as detailed. It's still there though. It's a slightly warm utopia to me. Dude, I think the utopia is the most boring headphone you can get.
It is. But
It
you know
is.
what? You can't say that it's not good, right? That's
No,
the
it's
thing.
amazing. That's the problem.
Right.
It's amazing, boring headphone.
Right. So that's why people love it because
Yeah.
they're just, like only boring people have them because they have no like anything like they have nothing.
You had the money, yeah, and you can do it. Get a utopia and be done. Go away from audio and be gone with you. Shoo,
Well,
don't bother.
I mean, but for every sense of the word, I don't think the Stelia is a closed back utopia, as in the sense that it's pretty because of the closed back construction. I think largely because of the closed back construction, and it kind of really fall into the. Have you heard the HD 820?
Yes, I actually liked it.
That
Once
what is
I got the
wrong
seal.
with you? What is wrong with you?
So I spent like weeks like going, what the fuck is
No,
wrong with this
you
headphone? Like,
can't
I couldn't like it. I was having a hell of a time with it for like a good 2 weeks. I was like, what the heck? Like I couldn't
Okay.
get the thing. And
No,
then
it sounds so wrong.
I randomly did this and was listening late at night one night without glasses on,
That is
and
not
the seal hit perfectly. I happened to have a fully shaved beard. No beard, shaved. Had the seal, and I was like, oh, there it is. That's what it is. So I think that the AC820 is a very great headphone. It's way overpriced,
No.
Do you have?
but
let
it
me
is a
do-
good close. It's just that it's super finicky, and it's like kind of like owning an old Jag, right? Like, when it's great, but it's just not always great.
Do you know what the difference about owning an old Jag is? Like when you drive it on the road, people just look at, wow, this person have class. When you have the HT 820, when people look at you, it's like, wow, this guy's retarded.
Yes.
It has nothing like no. It sounds so like again. That's their marketing thing, right? When they did that HT 820 versus the HT 800, they go like, oh, it's the closed back HT 820 800, and I'm like, no, it isn't. It's pretty much just the same driver, and you guys fucked it really hard with sealing it off, because their driver is not designed to like again, like with all the marketing material. No, for the most part, the Celia is not a close Utopia. I wouldn't even say the Celia is half of a Utopia in terms of performance. But again, like you don't. It's somewhat you're comparing like apples to oranges when you have that open back, because you have so much more advantage when it comes to like But
you're
funny
naturally
enough,
going to compare it to its sibling, right? Like that's, but you are correct. Like I think it's unfair to judge.
That's their
open
marketing.
back.
That's their marketing.
That's true.
That's their marketing. They're like, oh, it's a close bag Utopia, guys. I'm telling you, it's great. Like, no, that's not.
And it is. I mean, to me, it is.
And we have established the fact that you really don't hate a lot of things. Like just the fact that you don't hate me yet. That is just your tolerance is.
He hates Hi-Fi Man.
I wouldn't even say I hate Hi-Fi Man. I am just disappointed by them.
I mean, I don't think you want to spend $3,000 to have some kind of headband issue, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yes, that's my problem. Is like they give you it was a quote that I heard. So there's two things that happen why I don't like Hi-Fi Man.
But it sounds so good.
They do sound good. There's some that sound really good, but there's some things that, and it was the first one was there was a quote that Fang Bien, is that right? He did a quote. It was like, we're talking about the cables that come with the Susvara and even the Ananda and stuff. And he was like, oh, well, you're buying a $6,000 headphone. Why should I give you good cables? Yeah. You're just going to buy high-end cables anyways. And that was like, no, that's not how that should work.
You sure? Because that's how 64 audio works. Have you seen their stock cables?
Speaking of which, which company makes the worst cables? Is it Focal
or
is it Hi-Fi Man?
Oh,
Hi-Fi Man, dude. Have you seen? I mean, I should go grab that stupid freaking cable. It's literally a catheter that they ran a freaking copper cable through. It's a catheter that they put cable in. Like, there's, I don't know. I'm almost positive they probably went to some factory that makes catheters and was like, "Oh, you know what? We could totally use this."
Well, they probably were. They probably did it because people are probably complaining that the previous cable was way too stiff. So they're like, "Oh, let's just make it really flexible."
Well, I mean,
this goes into so it must be soft and pliable.
Focal doesn't make the best cable.
No, they're terrible.
Focal cables are horrible too.
Yeah, I mean,
they look nice.
Yes, they're super.
I think I'm rocking a Periap cable on my freaking.
Are you using the stock cable right now?
I'm not. No, I have.
Me?
No, Rush.
Nope, I don't think nobody. No, I'm not. I have the thinner ones, which is like obviously.
The Lex you're rocking?
Yeah, I have. I bought it from Phil, because I'm stuck at home for I don't know how long.
What do you think of them?
Headphones.
What do you think of them?
They're shitty utopias. What else do I have to think about it? I mean, I don't have $3,000.
You can say that about every Focal lineup. Every single one of their headphones.
That's the funny thing. They're like, no, the clear sounds different. I want to say the clear sounds different. It sounds like a little bit like sharper.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that.
I mean, these are the cheapest Focal, which is like still expensive.
I know the Elysias are going for like $400 now.
Yeah, Leader's cheaper.
New?
The Leader's cheaper too. Yeah.
Isn't that a closed back?
Closed back.
The Elysia.
It's a closed back Stelia. It's basically a shittier Stelia.
It is like a much.
Wow, I cannot even. One. Wow, how do you get shittier than a Stelia? I cannot even understand that. I thought that's rock bottom already from Focal.
So I would say actually, the jokes aside, I think the Elysia was super maligned in the wrong way. I think people were expecting a bass Canon headphone for whatever reason, and when they got a studio neutral-ish people blasted it for it, and I think that was I don't know, bad form. It's a great headphone in my opinion.
How about aside from Sharp, what do you hate? Since you love so many things.
I don't like exclusion. I don't like racists. I don't. I don't like bullies. I really dislike bullies. I will. I'm a big anti-bully guy.
Okay.
As far as like headphones, headphones. IEMs and headphones. I'm not a big fan of the KZs. KZ IEMs. I'm not a big fan of IEMs in general.
What's expensive and you don't like? How about that? Like the cheap stuff.
Hi-Fi Man.
No, except for Hi-Fi Man. We all know you don't like Chinese people, but you know.
No, I love Chinese people.
No, you don't.
I'm a white guy. I can't have this conversation with you guys.
Oh, it's so. You know what? You're the first non-Asian guest on Audio Discourse. By the way, you should be honored.
I am. I appreciate that. Thank
you.
Yes,
I need to get in my racial diversity quota in terms of
You took a class. Didn't
yeah,
you?
I did. I had to take a sensitivity class. And Anthony told me, he sat me down and say, "Hey, Rush, we need to have more diversity in ours." All right, we get the white guy.
Yeah, we're trying to do affirmative action here.
Yeah, that's right.
That's fair. I mean, it's fair. I mean, I'm a tattooed up white guy that could probably be confused with other things, but yeah.
No, I mean, like, what do you not like? I feel like you just love. It's a very like North American thing. I feel like.
No, well, for me, I don't know. There's a lot of people that don't like. I mean, like Max
settings.
Max settings. So he doesn't like a lot of stuff, right? So there's that. That whole East Coast DinFi crowd, they don't like a lot of the stuff. So
well, you don't mention that crowd.
That's fair. They're pretty angry.
It's like a hive mind, like there.
Yeah, hive mind anger. Maybe they're constipated. I bet you that's what it is. They need more fiber in their diets. I'm telling you, these kids these days, ridiculous. But I would say for me personally, the reason why I don't really dislike too much stuff is it's not that I don't dislike it. Is I'm a glass half full kind of guy, unless it's completely empty and then it's shit. But
I'm empty right now.
But yeah, like I think I need to have to bust open this. It's not really the best way to try a new whiskey is off of a.
You should bust it open, yeah, and tell us what you think about.
We need first
East
impressions.
meets West blend. That's what it is, right? East meets West blend.
This is unboxed.
I just realized what the top said.
What
You're gonna love this.
Yeah, I can't see
Kentucky,
it.
Japan.
It's really blurry.
The top says Kentucky, Japan. It's pretty hilarious. There it is. Oh no.
Blasphemy. Disgusting.
You can't see the Japan, but that says Japan. So anyways, like I was saying, like the ASR. Oh, I sprayed whiskey.
There you go. That's a good sound.
My keyboard. Shit.
Don't worry.
It's alcohol. It evaporates. So for me, the reason why I like stuff or I don't like stuff, if I don't like something, I probably won't review it because it's not worth my time. Does that make sense? Like, so why waste my time saying something's bad? Why even put myself through a bad experience? If I instantly don't like it, I'm like, why? And if I want to tell other people about it, there's tons of other people that are willing to shit on things. So why should I don't want to put that. That's not my, you know what I mean? Like, it's not something I care to do.
I think honestly, and that's fair. And you know, but you are a reviewer, so I think it's important to a certain extent.
Yes, I'm more. I think of myself less as a reviewer, like and more of like.
We're losing Tyler here.
I think we are losing Tyler. What do you just?
Uh-oh. I said I'm more of a lifestyle impressionist. When
are we gonna see you reviewing that Porsche headphone that you love so much because it's lifestyle impression, right?
I do love Porsche. I'm actually a big fan of Porsche, but not the Porsche you'd probably expect.
Probably the Porsche
I bet you would not be able to.
Which is it?
You want me to take a guess? You want me to take a guess?
Take a guess.
I mean, just because you're a dad, I say the Panamera.
No, it's a 1965 Sportster, my man. Porsche.
Well, I don't know.
Classic. And or the Cayman. The new Cayman's really nice. I really like the Cayman.
Why would you like the new Cayman? Alright.
Yeah, because I think with Porsche, problem with Porsches is they dishonor. They don't want to take away the branding of the 911, but technically the Cayman is a much better performing handling Porsche, but they refuse to put the 911 engine in it because if they did, it would become a better Porsche than the 911.
Were you mad when they took away the hydraulic steering? Are you that kind of person?
I love WRXs. That's one of my other favorite all-time cars is WRX, Subaru WRX.
Yeah, I can't.
So,
sorry, I like Mitsubishi. I can't like Subarus.
I have a Subaru.
Which
Boxer engine. Anthony, have you ever changed the spark plug on your car before? Tell me how you change a spark plug on a Subaru. I'll tell you what.
I don't even bother. It's too much work.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, it is. You know why? Because a Boxer engine is designed stupid.
Yeah, that's fair. The mid-engine, to repair yourself, a mid-engine car is the worst car to ever own if you want to do your own repairs.
Yeah, Porsche is just as bad because you have 6 of them, and then it's a flat engine, so it's literally easier to lift the shell out of the engine than it is to take the engine out of the car.
Yeah, it's easier to just take the whole freaking body off.
And most of the Porsche owner have a lift. So yeah, a lift is $3,000 and an engine crank is about $40. So you see why that there's kind of different. Like you want to change a spark plug on your Porsche, you gotta lift the engine, lift the chassis out of the engine before you change the spark plug in there. So yeah, big problem though. But that's our car talk.
I love making people deviate with my ADHD. It's amazing.
Oh, that's okay. I like GT2 if I can afford one. If I can drive one in Arizona, I will buy a GT2. That would be probably again no AC, nothing like that. So that'd be an
amazing car to have. Would be a Yellowbird. The Porsche Yellowbird, man. Or am I say that right? Am I thinking of the right car? I think I am. Whatever. Back to the fun topic. What I wanted to curious. What's the worst headphone? That's what I gotta say. Odyssey's LCD-X was one of the worst headphones I ever listened to. So that was something. There's a nugget for you. I didn't mind the sound of it.
Which one?
I reviewed it.
All of them?
The LCD-X.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so for me, I thought it was good. I was expecting more bass. I was expecting and it was more of a studio neutral, and it sounded good. But to me, it was not my flavor, and I could see why people like it. But for me, I really did not like it. Plus, it was heavy as all sin. So, in fact, I think I gave it the one I was reading to you after. Yeah.
It was way too heavy. You basically just gave me torture.
I'm not
basically crippled you.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, you see how tiny Anthony's neck is, and you see how big your neck is. Like you got some workout. You need to do some. I'm not a big fan of the Odyssey's house sound, which is unfortunate.
I think I can agree with that.
You have to get it's something that you have to get used to. Like if you're not into the Odyssey, you have to grew up with Odyssey. It's kind of like the Grottos thing. Like you have to grew up with Grottos and then to like Grottos.
I need to share that Grotto meme that we have in our Discord that I think it was Rhodey or Hazy posted. It's the Family Guy old dude. It's like he's talking about Grottos. It's hilarious.
I feel like the Odyssey is the true boomer headphone because it doesn't have any treble anyways. So you have a built-in roll-off in your head anyway.
Don't boomers need treble though?
Yeah, they need the treble.
No, they don't because they don't hear it anyway. Yeah, they don't hear it anyway, so why have treble? You might as well tune the driver for something else like bass. They can hear it. So all the frequency that you can hear and none of the frequency that you don't. It's not like you have more treble than you hear more of it. You just don't hear it. Like when you're 75 or something, but they're heavy though, so they're probably really bad for an old person, right? I don't know.
We'll have to have a recap in 40 or 50 years and figure this out.
In 40, 50, I'll be listening to my headphones like this. It's not a bad headphone. I really love my Aussies.
I think I figured out what this thing is for in the Solir then.
Yeah, you just rest your neck.
No, but like I agree. Like, so it's funny. I'm on a similar page with the Odyssey with you. Outside of all things, that GX, I was so shocked at how good that GX was.
The gamer open back planar.
That's the problem.
But it's the best
they
sounding
labeled
one.
it a gamer headphone. Yeah.
There's so many marketing buzzword in there. I cannot even. No, I just the gamer open back planar.
Yeah, and with that, they kind of shoehorned it into this corner that disserviced the actual headphones ability. Does that make sense? Like, they painted it into this gamer corner, and then it's actually not the greatest gamer headphone, but it's actually a pretty great or decent and well done audio headphone.
And was it just resolved? Did you talk to the Odyssey guy? Didn't you guys do the headphones.com had an interview with the Odyssey person, right? The Odyssey guy. And
I think Resolve must have.
Yeah, he did.
It was Sankar.
I feel like a lot of the times that they're mostly engineers and they're not marketing people. I feel like they do a lot of just, we're gonna make this and we're gonna call it something. I'm like, that's an interesting way to market it.
Yeah.
That too, the Mobius, right, or whatever they're called.
Actually, have the cooling gel pads, which are pretty actually fantastic. I wish more. I hope more headphones put these in their
that's the Bluetooth gamer.
Yeah. Well, I'm not talking. Yeah, this is. I'm talking about the pads themselves, but this one's interesting. But Bluetooth gamer. The gimmick with this is the NX.
Yeah, it's 3D
over the face. Boom, NX, and it has a tracker so where when stupid. So I hear, where's the camera? I hear a noise here, right? And you have headphones on, like all of us have stereo headphones on. We move our head, the sound stays there, right? With the Mobius, I move my head, the sound stays. It's static.
Why would you ever want that? Why would you ever want that?
It's gaming. It's a gaming thing. Actually,
ASMR.
Pretty amazing. ASMR. Yeah. Like, so I would do it with stereo on. And sorry, that was bad.
This is
I think you're hitting 40. I think that the problem when you're playing Counter-Strike, it's not the problem that you have a shit headphone on. It's the fact
I'm slow as shit. I have 2 broken wrists. I'm all fucked. I can't keep up with these 12-year-olds. You kidding me?
You can hear a footstep in the correct direction.
People hate me. It's like, oh, you camp. I'm like, no, I just play strategic, and you guys run and gun like motherfuckers. But yeah, like I think that with these things, it's like I think that there's a line that Odyssey is trying to like go down. Like they're trying to have a deviation to some level. They're trying to have their high audiophile stuff, and then they're trying to also create like a gaming centric.
Well, that's smart because it increased their market.
Of course. Oh yeah.
They're expanding their market. So like, if people got into their headphones because of the gaming stuff, say, maybe I should try this audiophile, their audiophile line, which is just as shit, by the way. So it's a good way to. It's kind of like when you're a drug dealer, you give them the good stuff first. Well, no, at this point, no, they're not even giving them the good stuff first. Well, you know how when the drug dealer said, "Oh, the first one is on me," that's what it is on the Odyssey. So it's like, and then when you're so deep into that Odyssey hole, again, you're about to lose your Odyssey sponsorship, by the way. When you're so deep into that Odyssey hole, like they just that's how they get you hooked, man. Like it's
like, so I think with Odyssey too, like I think they're when I first got into audiophile stuff, right? Like I wanted the bamboo LCD 2s, man.
Oh, that looks so good. That looks so good.
Yeah, just pretty headphones, right? And so and I liked them a lot, but then it was right at the time when they were having the driver issue where they kept having driver failure, and it scared me away. So that's why I never actually bought a pair of bamboo LCD 2s.
They're like 2 pounds too. They're like 2 pounds.
Yeah, it's like you put them on, boom. You're like that drunk person at Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah,
soup everywhere.
That's how you Odyssey.
Thor's hammer, Odyssey.
Well, I mean, people do love it. I don't like. Have you tried their IEMs, the i4s? It's
See, this
Oh,
is
you haven't
weird.
tried
I'm
it?
on your guys' Discord.
You haven't
and
tried them?
I'm not an IEM guy.
yeah, it's fine, and I think like, how about this? I think like people in the States are more into headphones than IEMs, and it's well, just because
Yeah,
it's,
I'm not real. Just say no to ear rape. You know, I think we just it needs to be said. It needs to be said.
I've been stuck in your house for a very long time, and so have the rest of us. And but maybe when you go out and about, the outside world, maybe you can just walk around, with IEMs.
I just rock my Stelios.
Are you serious?
See,
No.
see,
No,
I know you're not, but because that's ridiculous. Because
you haven't been to Seattle, but we
Yeah, that's
don't.
true.
We
Yeah,
don't
that's
have
actually-
very good commuting services here, so everyone just drives. So you can't use IEMs anyway. So yeah.
yeah, but well, you guys don't work. Well, I mean, all of you work from home now, but usually you guys don't work from home. I mean, you can have them at work.
Yeah, but then
I guess.
But even at work, man, I would rock my. I just take. Honestly, you guys are gonna think it's ridiculous, but I would just take these, and I'd take them in my little slapper case, case, and I would have my little setup at work, and I'd throw those on or my Legias, and that was my work setup. So,
I had Alicia's
That's
at work
nice.
too.
I mean, let's be real here. What's the most annoying thing in the world? Is putting IEMs in your ear, getting the seal, and then someone going, "Hey, huh."
Then I go.
And you're like, yeah. Yeah, it's like I want to do that. I'm like, God damn it. What do you want? I
think
pull
a
like
lot-
Chris Farley and start
Yeah.
like shaking.
You are needed. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, if you have to talk to a lot of people, yeah. I mean, let me preach you this, right? The LCD i4, as much as I hate it, it's
That's a
open.
big crazy looking one. It's like,
Yeah.
basically-
It looks retarded, and you also have the EQ, like a god, to get it. Like, but it doesn't sound bad. I think it sounds great. And well, you obviously being a real person have a real neck, a strong neck. Not like us Asians. You can actually have headphones on. You know what? I had these headphones. I got them yesterday. I don't miss the fact that it clamps down on my ears, and I have
which is focal, right? They have that. It doesn't have
Yeah.
the clamp isn't as bad. Like it
No,
has like a
like,
natural.
I'm not used to it. I'm still not used to it. I'm not used to it. It's like
Oh,
'cause
I got you.
yeah, I'm so used to having IEMs because it doesn't really like but I don't. I'm used to not like. I like it because my ears don't feel stuffy instead of like shoving my Z1R in my ears. But now that I'm just having these two clamping down on my
Those aren't even that
cheekbone,
bad.
Jaw.
which
I mean,
is
And those aren't bad. I was just saying,
Yeah,
the focals
Sennheiser.
aren't known for their-
Sennheiser are really bad.
I am contemplating about shaving my head, but obviously I think that's the other thing. You have the optimal haircut for a headphone.
Baldness. Yeah, that's optimal.
Yeah, and unfortunately I have this.
Oh,
So that's
luscious.
obviously impossible. You're not getting me to cut that, by the way. But
You know, it's a fun fact. I used to have hair that long in high school.
Do
What?
you have a high school picture of that?
I used to, when I played soccer. That's why I had the big ponytail and also.
well, no,
yeah.
I haven't been able to get a haircut in like freaking. Well, first I didn't want to get
Your hair grows fast.
Asian genes. I just have a lot of. I've been growing it for like a year. I'm just rebellious.
Yeah.
No, I mean like I think it really gets in the way if you have glasses, and I don't have contacts, and the hair isn't really the problem, and that's like my thing. And the other thing is I also travel, like not travel to commute. I travel outside of the country a lot for work.
On the airplane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like on the airplane, I'm not gonna have like a closed back headphone with me, cause like
See-
no matter how good it is.
I have a good question for that. Because
Uh-huh.
I'll throw in IEMs, and I end up bumping the volume so loud on an actual IEM that it's actually probably damaging. So I just turn them off and I don't even use them.
I don't use it as much on the plane, but the fact that you have to have a case like about this big for just your
Oh, yeah,
headphones,
it's irritating. I agree.
And-
I
and this is just as big as that. This carries three That's the,
and you have a DAP and a nice set of IEMs, and that's usually my travel thing too.
Yeah, I have like 3 sets of IEMs in there, and I can and it's just
pick your flavor.
Yeah, and and that's just one pair of headphones. And
so,
oh man, I can't believe you showed me. You shouldn't have shown me that DAP. Oh my god.
The best DAP, the only DAP.
The worst DAP.
Huge. It's huge.
It's a fucking such a fucking have you tried the new? Do you have all the modules on the N6 II?
I'm thinking about buying the TO2. I'm not a big fan of ESS DAC. So
what do you mean you're not a big
chips.
What is?
They're bright and annoying.
Yeah, there's a glare
I'm
thing.
bright and annoying, but that's not the point.
Well, that's why we don't like you.
Oh, that's why you like ESS.
Exactly. That's the only reason why I did. No, like that's the point. Keying is awful. First of all, shame on the Tri-Fi.
You know what ESS is? ESS DACs. No, I figured out what it is. They're that scene in Dumb and Dumber where they make the most annoying sound in the world.
Resolution, you mean? I'm surprised you can hear that sound because you're about getting to that age that you couldn't hear them.
True. Story.
Just years. No, I mean,
I have. I'm obviously. I think when it comes down to it, I think the biggest problem with any DAC chip, all DAC chips are created equal. but I think that the problem is implementation. I think a lot of companies will just throw them onto a board and call it good and not breaking out the 12.
I do like. You know what? I like the 12 more than the 16.
Yeah, that's fair. But I think that's a bigger problem with the DAC chips, though, is the implementation, not necessarily the actual.
No, it has nothing to do with and when I don't like the KN N62, I don't like the sound. Like obviously you love it because you love tube amp, right?
Yeah, I love tube amps. Yeah.
And
once you're a tube, you can't go back. Is the thing.
Once you're a boomer, then you're just not. Yeah,
then you're a boomer.
Wait,
you're not aging backwards. You're not in Benjamin.
Fountain of youth, man. I'm gonna find it.
What you don't realize is he actually has a tube amp like on the other side of the camera.
Yeah, you don't realize that I'm actually running tube amp out into my.
He's listening right now. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's bold.
I know, right? I'm a boomer. I'm learning it. I'm just when I'm
He's 2 years away.
When I break into your podcast, just borrow all your audience. I figured that I should really get with the crowd and be a boomer and just run my tube amp. I have the original.
I did bring my bodyguard with me, so just
there you go. Thank you. don't. No, I have the original Lear that I have in the box for the longest time. I just busted out for mine. And you like tube amps when it comes to headphones, and you like a warm sound signature when you have IEMs too, which is kind of consistent. And I understand why you like the KN that much, just because it has that really warm, tubey sounding. Do you know there is a Tri-Fi tube amp that you can, a Tri-Fi portable tube amp that you can buy?
Is it the Loxi whatever one, or is it the Ibasso thing?
The Aurealis BA300 is a portable, and you know what? It sounds like a tube amp too. I bet you'll love it. You'll love that shit.
It's got 4.4 too.
Yeah, it's got a 4.4 as well. It's
I do like the 4.4.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and the battery only lasts about 5 hours.
Yeah, that's fine for a tube.
Just when it started getting good. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, this is my. Sorry, I'm gonna cover my face so you can just get my go-to.
Oh my
4.4 to XLR.
Where's your 4.4 to mini XLR?
Yeah, you got that.
Yeah.
Because then I could actually use this thing.
Yeah.
Which,
I'll send this. We need to get together, Ant. I'm gonna give this to you.
Okay. Yeah, and
I don't know if I want it.
The only thing that I don't think he does.
Honestly, I like it. I thought
Why do you like it? It's not your sound signature.
No,
this is my.
So that's the thing. Everyone thinks yes, I do like smooth and/or somewhat warm stuff, right? Sure, but I also can appreciate a thing that's good. If something's good, it's good. It doesn't matter if it's I think that's the other factor. I think people get weird, think that I'm too positive, is because I can even if I don't like something, I can appreciate the good parts of that thing that I might not technically personally preferred.
But
right?
then people call you a shill. Well,
But then they call me a shill. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, everyone's a shill at the end of the day, dude. We're all on a freaking social media thing. Like, we all have biases.
I mean, I'm not. I don't like most things on. And in the beginning, I'm trying to figure out this NA. So I was like, I talked to Ann and I talked to people. And obviously, I talk to people. I'm not like you plebs. Again, I get to travel.
I'm a people person, damn it.
Yeah,
I talk to people so other people don't have to.
Well, no, I don't.
I take the specs to the engineers.
No, I mean, I talked to Anna. I was like, I don't get it. Why do you like again? You guys like so much stuff that you just isn't it just it's okay. I don't mean to get like I feel like it's a cultural.
You're good.
I don't. I think it's like a cultural thing that like just the community and the NA they like to be overwhelmingly positive, and
I think
yeah.
Sorry.
And whereas in the East, is that they're more critical. And I'm not gonna say who is right or wrong, but that I'm just saying that.
Are they though more critical? Because I see a lot of people buying stuff just because there's a high price tag on it. Like there's that too.
Oh yeah, that too. But that's you don't mention like that's like the worst part of the crowd. Like you don't mention those people. Yeah, I mean
those people.
No, I mean I would go to China and people would. I mean you guys didn't get to try the V their Universal, right? They had that tour. They just recently discontinued their what's that 10 driver, $5,000 IEM that's made out of like sterling silver. The Lankan.
Oh yeah.
Have you tried it? It's good. It's good.
Is it $5,000 good?
No.
It sounds good, but it's super expensive.
You see, it's not bad, but people love it in Asia because it's expensive. But it's not bad.
It's German engineered.
But there's that side of it too, right? There's a lot of people in all hobbies. They're gonna go like even me. Like I'll look at something like even a car, right? Like I know this like I can work on cars. I've rebuilt engines and all that fun stuff. And so I'll look at a WRX, for instance. I'll be like, oh, I want the STI, but then because it's the top line, and I get all the blah blah. But then I go, or I could save $10,000 and do all that myself.
By WRX.
$3 to $5,000 and get the same power, if not more power and performance out of a stock baseline WRX.
That's what most people do as well in the WRX community.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting. So like, but I have that desire for that to just not have to do that and just buy it outright and pay that premium, right?
You don't do that with an IEM. Well, you don't do that with an IEM. Like you wouldn't be able to swap the driver out. I mean, you're not. I would assume you're not that. You
could reshell it, right? Could you reshell it?
Yeah, but like I mean, you can't do that yourself.
You could put a little anime girl on it and stuff.
Well, obviously, of course, it makes it sound better. Like the waifu makes everything sound better.
It does. It's true.
Yeah,
it's like the Nike swoosh makes it go faster. It's just the thing.
Yeah, of course. Duh. Sponsored by Nike. But for the longest time, I have this theory that people in NA have a lack of availability, so they lack like perspective in terms of like audio gear, so they always like whatever they buy. But for you, it's not the case, and you just like everything, which is like what I don't understand. You're just a happy person.
I think the difference. I think there's some of that. It's also like I was saying, like I think that what I'll do is I'll do my best to take myself out of the equation.
What do you mean?
So I'll try to look at it. So like so I'll try to see like from my point of view, it's like okay, like the LCDX for instance was not my thing. It was too bright. It was too like just kind of bland. It was heavy. It was just not my thing. But then if you look at my review of it, it's like I was pretty nice about it, like because I could see where certain people would actually like that preference, and so I tried to focus on those aspects of it, if that makes sense. So that's I guess that's the problem is I try to focus on the parts that I might not personally like, and I'll focus on the things that I think other people might like. And that's kind of weird. I guess that is kind of like weird. Yeah. Save me.
It's not weird because you are the reviewer, so why would you have to say something why you might like it? If you don't like it, then you don't like it, right? So
yes, and so I'll say that. I'll say to my preference, not my thing. Like someone asked me about the Anandas, like, well, would you choose those or the GX? I'm like GX because the Ananda's not my thing. It's just not my preference. I don't like it.
Yeah, but why would you have to say that? Oh, I don't like it, and you might like it because, but then that.
Because
So,
I'm trying to do a service for other people, if that makes sense. When I'm doing a review, I'm not necessarily doing it just for me. I'm trying to do it to help other people.
but people read your review for your opinion and not because
Fair,
why you
yes.
say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
And
do.
that's fair. And I'll try to do my opinion. Go ahead, Ant.
Yeah, I do kind of the same thing some ways. I mean, you when we did our one-on-one, we talked about the Uranus quite a bit, and
Disgusting.
I basically said I don't like it, but I could see this is why you may like it, but the end goal was I didn't like it.
But people read when people read your review, isn't it like a given that it is your opinion?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's something that you shouldn't have to state, right? I feel like it's such a cop out when you have an argument with people that say, "Oh, it's just my opinion." Well, obviously that's given. So when I'm talking to you, it's just my opinion versus yours. I'm not going to like it's a given, like, right?
Yes.
So, but when you say the word, "Oh well," but that's just my opinion, that's such a fucking cop out. That just makes you like a fucking pussy because it's like, well, I mean, yeah, obviously, but the point is that the point of a conversation is just to have an exchange of opinion, right?
I agree. It's a discourse.
Right, and when you have a review, then you are having a one-sided conversation with your viewer. So then you're just giving them your opinion. Then you don't have to say, well, maybe you will like this. It's not for me. Then that's just such a fucking cop-out, isn't it?
But it's not because you actually just said it. Because you're a one-sided voice, right, to your viewer. So who are your viewers?
And guess what? There's a comment section under the review. Then you can say, well,
and that's why I like doing live. That's why I like doing the live streams, honestly. And like I think I'm going to start doing more live stream views in that sense because I think it gives you more of a raw take on it, and I could be more. It's like people can get that part of it out of it, if that makes sense. They can ask like with the Ananda, like, well, what would you choose, the Ananda or the GX? And then they can see my real response of I would choose the GX over the Ananda because it's more my preference.
Hey, so
I know you. Okay, go ahead, Anthony.
Oh, I want to change the topic really quickly.
Go ahead.
Oh,
you do that.
I am really bad at this OBS thing, so I've lost a video a few times.
You've been fucking it up, so I think everybody should just go watch them.
But there are a couple of questions on the chat that people are asking.
Yeah.
So first one is what's your opinion on CIEMs, customs? Have you guys even tried them before?
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of commitment.
There, yeah, that right there. That's probably the nail on the head right there. It's a lot of commitment.
So most people when they're asking CIMs is like whether or not should I buy a 12T or not, then I'm saying that no, because it's univariants. For
on that one, yes.
I think it's a lot of commitment that you are stuck with it forever. If that's something that you, how about this for headphones? I think how old is the HD 800?
It's 13 years. 10? Yeah, something in that range. I forget.
It's still good, right? It's still good, right? Still
really, the 650, that's like 20 years?
The 600 came out in like 96. So
okay, that's disgusting, by the way. That's just like no,
that's
you would
24
never.
years
again,
ago.
Denfire will hate me. That's garbage of a headphone, by the way. You would never.
What?
There's only two Sennheiser that you should buy. It's only the original 800 or the 660S.
Hey, I saw my OG HD 800 with SDR mod. It's one of my favorite.
Or the HD 600.
It's still good, right? It being 13 years old, it's still not obsolete. Okay, can you name an IEM that's 13 years ago and still good? No, they're not. They're not good. Just for reference, the only IEM that's good after EX1K.
Etymotic.
Etymotic, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, but they came out with so many different variations of it, right?
Yeah.
You don't get the 4B anymore, the EX4B.
They're all relatively similar.
Cost Porter Pros with Yaxi pads.
Yeah, but that's not IEMs. What I'm saying is that when it comes to like portable audio, I think the technology like move up a lot sooner. Like now you're getting that EST and the Boner driver or whatever. I think you lose a lot of like again if you're that one YEM kind of person, I feel like if you're stuck, and this is I get a laugh out of it because people buy 18Ts and have an A18T and they're stuck with their $3,000 IEMs.
They can't tell because it's now their ear.
It's now that molded to their ear, and you know what? Recently, 64 Audio just stop doing ownership transfer. So they will not resell your IEM. Like this is they just recently like 4 or 5 months ago, I want to say like almost like since last year, and since the end of last year they just stopped reselling the ownership transfer. So all the people that bought those IEMs, their CIMs, they're like, oh, now that we just can't sell them anymore. Now that, well, before when you want to resell an AT&T, it costs $700, but you can still get an ownership transfer and get it sold. Now you just have to pay FIR audio to do it. I think for like again, the resale value is just
brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's my main concern.
Yeah, I mean, I bought in 3 CIEMs now, and yeah, I mean you're kind of stuck with it because it's really hard to sell. And when I see CIEMs on like Head5 for sale, they are like 80% off or something ridiculous.
They're super cheap.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
You have to resell it, right? That's the basic only thing you could ever do is send it back to resell.
And you have to hope that the person doing it can do it right.
Tyler, I'll sprung up a question. You probably never know what it is. Do you know what a fifth-year Titan is?
Nope.
Okay, it's a fifth-year CIM that's made out of titanium. How the fuck do you resell that? Do you know how much it cost? About $4,000. About $4,000. Do you know how much that fifth-year Titan was sold for on Head5? €300.
I can tell you how
the CIM fifth-year Titan that cost about $4,000 was sold for €300.
See, that to me is bad. Like that's
you the person bought a that's stupid, right? Like why would you ever do that to yourself?
You like it?
Yeah, I can because I mean, and that's the thing. If you're super like because there's people like that love things, right? Like look at people that love Coke or like Pokemon, and they have like houses dedicated to these things, right? So I mean, I guess you could say that like there's got to be someone out there that loves that specific brand of IEM that's like, I love Campfire Audio so much that I have every single Campfire Audio thing in the world, and it's all in the room, and every single version that's ever come out, and they hang from the ceiling like dioramas. And I'm sure there's plenty of people
like those people who do that with ZMF. I can't believe them.
I know, right? Ridiculous. Why would you ever have Why would you ever want to have all the ZMF headphones? They're like, isn't he just a glorified wood maker? Like, doesn't he just make wood cups for the already made drivers?
If you talk to certain manufacturers, that's what they say. Actually, he's a glorified furniture maker.
Hey, you know what, Tyler? When you get the ZMF guy on, I think it will be a great idea. You should ask them if they can make a ZMF headphone out of a used bourbon barrel.
That'd be dope.
That'd be actually really cool.
Great?
That would be dope. They char. They do like a char. Like they could take the char and then put like an epoxy to get the char.
Yeah, put it on the outside of it. Like it would just be like a char bourbon barrel on the outside as of the wood ear cup.
You just struck $1 million idea.
I know. I'm gonna charge him for that. By the way, I'm gonna send Zach an invoice. And that's my great idea. No, I wouldn't that be great? I think I would buy it. I think that would be my first pair of ZMF if he ever makes.
That'd be dope.
Like if
buy old. Yeah. And the problem is
like,
he CNCs all the cups, so like they have to be a certain thickness for them to be.
But you can epoxy, like you can kind of glue.
Maybe do like a slice of it, like do a thin slice that they can epoxy onto the
on the outside. I mean, it takes a lot of work, and then you also I don't know how you go about wood treating a used barrel. I think that's the
epoxy it. I think I
guess you can just epoxy it. Yeah, that would be a great idea. I think I would love it. I would love a used bourbon barrel. Yeah,
that'd be dope. I agree. That'd be way dope.
Both
like specific, like if you could go to like Lagavulin and be like get one of their barrels, or like a specific, like go to different distillers.
And
that'd be cool.
I think like Buffalo Trace sell their wood barrel, like the used ones. So I think
most
you just get. Yeah, most do that. They're used barrel because that's what Lagavulin and they do their double cask. They will buy their
barrel that's cut in half as a planter out in my front yard.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you should ask them just buy a used barrel and make a like a limited run like whatever headphones like open back because like their open back headphones doesn't really use that much wood anyways, right? So like I think you can get away with just like a slab.
Well, I mean, Ant's got the Veritas there.
Yeah, he's got a Verite. It's not really like super thick. I think just looking at like how thick his headphone is, I think you can actually get away with
kind of get an idea. I think the ALS is one of the thinner ones.
Well, I was looking at your purple closed. Yeah, those are kind of thick. Yeah, they're definitely thicker than one wood barrel. So you definitely do have to just do something special.
You'd have to do some kind of magic. I think you know what'd be cool is if they did. Kind of you ever seen so I have this keyboard wrist rest, and so like they do something like that, right? Where you do a thin layer like on the bottom and then just fill the rest with epoxy. That might be a way to do it. Where
there you go.
Or do like where you get the chunks of it and then just kind of have them floating. Maybe that might be kind of cool, like a floating.
Yeah, I think yeah, some bourbon barrel headphones.
Bourbon, that'd be pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be pretty cool.
Great for your bourbon drinking and then you know.
Yeah, I'm all about it. I love it. It's a great idea.
You had a few.
This is interesting.
No, you cannot convince me that you love everything. If I would have, dude.
Rush. Let me love you. Let me love you.
No. I feel like this will be the last time we do this. By the way, so whoever you're watching, I think once I get Tyler's YouTube demonetized,
banned for like.
Once I get you demonetized after I start shitting on all of your sponsors from headphones.com. My job is
That's good. I like it. Has like this unique like smoke to the front part of it, a little bit bitter. It hits the back of the tongue, has a nice caramelized flavor at the end. It's kind of interesting. I like it.
I don't like blended stuff because I feel like they're confused. If you like something, then you just go.
Like that Final Fantasy game that people used to play in Japan, right? Have you ever seen that one? The guy or girl.
No, I mean not confused as in like saying that if you like, I was never like the in between Z person. I hate it when you're like in between. That's why I hate Johnny Walker Blue, right?
But you just said it was the best one to play.
It's the best one to get when you're trying to figure it out stuff. Like, right, once you figured it out, you don't really go back to it.
That's fair.
Like, you don't buy a second bottle of Johnny Walker Blue.
You just get it the one time.
And you just get it the one time. Like, it's like, why would you ever... There's things that you don't buy a second one, like Andromeda's. You wouldn't buy a second one. Why would you ever get a second Andromeda?
He has two.
Why would you...
I sold one of them. I sold the OG ones, the original greens. I still have my Andro Golds. My wife took them for a while, but then...
Andro Gold is Andro.
Yeah, it's fair. It's not really Andromeda.
Yeah, Andro Gold is Aura.
It's more like a Solaris.
But it... Yeah. It does have a... It's not as holographic and wide and like crazy.
Yeah, I also hate that word. I also hate that holographic word.
Holographic.
Yeah, I hate that one.
I like Zach's version of it. Sorry. Cherry choke.
I hope you choke and die.
Eat whiskey. Oh god.
Wash it down with your East meets West whiskey.
That's what it's an honor. Come on. Come on. This is great.
First of all, legend spelled with a D does not with a T. Okay. But
Legend.
Like the gentleman.
French. It's French. You guys are all wrong. It's not even legend. It's legend. Like the gentleman. I have no idea. I'm just totally cocking out my ass right now.
Surprisingly, I don't like the French neither. But
I'm actually most like true like French. I'm not the biggest fan.
You ever been to Paris?
I had a lot of bad experience with like French people in general. Like so,
they just don't like anybody other than French people. It's not you.
Yeah, that's been my experience.
Yeah, I was in Paris for 3 months when I was a student teacher. They refused to speak English. I know you fucking speak English. You just don't want to speak English.
You taught somebody?
I gave you 5. Yeah. You taught somebody. Oh dear God, what has happened to the youth?
I know.
I know, right? I taught someone for like again. You know what? Honestly, I was angry as well. Yeah, I was.
This is why the French are all angry.
Yeah. Because I'm just angry as them. Like no, they're.
Rush taught them all.
I taught them business ethics. That's why none of them had any ethics. I was like, I love everything about Paris except for the people that they just don't like to speak English, and I don't speak French obviously. So, and I understand when I am in your country, I should really speak your language. But I also cannot pronounce croissant correctly, so they always get really mad at me when I say it wrong.
I suck at pronunciation, so I can't judge there. And to be fair, that's a great Canadian show. I don't hate French people. I don't hate anybody really.
I think they're great people. I think they're very proud of their.
Yeah, they're very proud. They can be very proud. I just had some. It's like New York people, right? Like, have you ever been to New York City? Holy
yes.
Crap ton of a-holes, man. Like, I've never been. I had coffee thrown on me at one point in New York City.
Yeah,
like,
because people in New York have a purpose.
Yeah, like I was off the side of the sidewalk. I wasn't even on the sidewalk, and some lady literally ran into me. Like, I'm standing still. I'm a big dude, ran into me.
But you know what? But people from New York, they have a purpose. They're going somewhere. They're busy. It's their life, right? But you're in Paris. They're standing on the side of the street smoking a cigarette, and they don't like you. They're not going nowhere. They're talking on the street, and they're just like, "Oh, look, stupid American." I'm like,
well, we are kind of stupid Americans. I mean, let's be real.
well, I mean, first of all, I always get the Chinese waiter whenever I go. You know what? They love me more if I'm Chinese when I'm in Paris.
That's fair. Americans
Then I'm American.
Can you like switch between like modes or something?
Yeah, I speak Chinese. They assume that I'm Chinese, which is nice. But then I speak English, and they're like, "Oh, American? Why?" I'm like,
where I want to go? I want to go to. I love Sydney. I love Singapore. Loved Singapore. Love
Singapore's
Sydney.
awful, by the way.
Really, you don't like Singapore? I love Singapore.
Okay, how about this? Most of these places I go is always for work, and I've been to Singapore during the summer. Oh my god, you sweat.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's not fun. That's true.
Have you ever? You think Seattle is humid? You live on an island.
Seattle's
You're swimming. It is. For me, it is. I have 9% humidity.
It's humid.
Seattle is.
Yeah.
You're next.
Really high.
Yeah,
pretty high humidity. Just cold humidity, which is a weird thing. Like such a.
It's humid, but it's not hot, so it's not really a problem.
Right, but you sweat and it's gross. You get sticky.
Yeah.
So Singapore is hot,
but you're freezing. Like you're sweating, but you're freezing. It's such a weird. Like you're like, but why? Like why?
And that's why I'm in Arizona, so it's kind of nice.
I like Arizona.
You like Singapore? Keep going. Why'd you like Singapore? It's such a weird place to. I've never lived there.
I like Singapore because I just like culture. I love food, man. If I didn't work out, which it's starting to show with this wonderful COVID stuff, but if I didn't work out, I'd probably be a big chunk of monkey.
Have you ever thought being Asian? Then you don't get fat at all. Better not less life.
I was I was born Irish, Portuguese, whatever the mutt I am, but
I'm just Chinese. But it's not a. I think Singapore's a great place to visit. I feel like, and
Sydney. If you Sydney or
I've
Melbourne.
I've never been down under before. I feel like I will fall.
You've been down under.
But their gravity works a little bit differently, right? Because they're upside down. So I feel like if I am using the gravity the right way, wouldn't I fall through?
You were just swirly.
Outside of the globe.
It's the upside down.
From the swirly.
Yeah, it's upside down. I have to get my gravity adjusted. How did I do that? How did I change the gravity to go to the other way?
It's
you have to fight the
really hard.
You have to fight the evil monsters and then get back to the normal world.
No,
they're called drop bears.
Yeah, that's like one place I've never been because I really don't have any business there. Like to go there.
Mm-hmm.
It's
fantastic. I really.
Yeah, but it's mostly desert. I would like to see a kangaroo.
You would like Sydney. You would like Sydney. I have a feeling you'd like Sydney. There's a really dope if do you like speakeasy type stuff?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
Yes, speakeasies are dope. So there's a place in Sydney specifically. It's this hotel,
and you go in the back alley and you go past the dumpsters, and there's like one of those like weird gray doors that doesn't have you have to have a key to open it, but they have like a security guard there, and the line, and it's a speakeasy. You go downstairs and it's literally like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of whiskeys, from all scotches to bourbons to everything, all from all over the world. It's fantastic. I should find the name of this hotel, and I will post it.
I've been to like plenty of like a lot of whiskey bars in Japan that have a very good selection.
Japan's fantastic though. I mean, they take it to a whole other level.
Yeah, because I think that's why I love Japan, because they have some kind of dedication to their craft, and they always dial things up to 11. So it's nice to have.
They'll make the ice cube like perfect, like with the knife. Yeah. It's amazing. I used to those cocktail makers in Japan from the speakeasies. It's fantastic.
But you know what I do? When I go to Japan, I will go to the supermarket. First thing I do, I go to the supermarket. I buy a cheap bottle of whiskey and I just put it in my bag. It's legal to get to be publicly drunk, so I'm just drunk the entire day.
It's like Korea.
Yeah, like 800 yen for. You know what? All their cheap whiskeys are super good because the Japanese love like smooth whiskey. They like really smooth whiskey, so all their cheap ones are.
They're huge highball people, right? They love highball.
I'm okay with it. I would drink highball if I'm eating food. How about this? What is your go-to food? Like, do you eat anything when you drink? Like, you just had a cherry, almost choked on it and died, but.
You're actually alive. One of my all-time favorite foods is ramen, like Japanese ramen, like a legit Japanese ramen is one of my favorites. Love.
Yeah, but you've never been to Japan. True. How do you have legit Japanese ramen?
What's your favorite ramen place?
Makawa in Chinatown, Seattle.
Macau and China.
Where's that one?
Yeah. It's they only open from 5 to like 4. It's like a night bar.
Oh, okay.
And it's pretty awesome, man. And it's like the owners are like legit. They're pretty awesome. And then I'm trying to think of another one that I really like. Most were like in San Francisco, Southern California type places, but random. Once again, I like to just walk into places and see what I like. But outside of that, I'm a big. I just love, dude. I love food. Like culture in general is a big thing to me. Like I think if you can't have culture, like then what's the point? You know?
Maybe. I always want to say that you don't want like okay. How about this? I don't have ramen in the States anymore, just because I just don't like them anymore. They're just like.
Like it's amazing in Japan. Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, like I always feel like I get it better elsewhere, so why would I have it here? Again, I live in a desert, and then like we don't have good food here. Well, but like
Phoenix isn't exactly known for their cultural food or Arizona.
We are very ethnic, but not the ethnic. Well, I used to go to LA about twice a week.
That's
twice, like 4 times a month. They have really good like sushi and ramen place, but I honestly like ever since I've been to Japan, I stopped going to the sushi place in LA just because like I don't think I want to spend.
I love sushi. I could probably eat sushi every day. I could probably eat sushi.
Why? Yeah, you should take that trip. I think it would be great, and people will love you in Japan. By the way,
we were supposed to go this year, but COVID happened. We were going. We had a trip.
I was supposed to go to Japan this year too, and then COVID happens, and I'm pissed.
Right? Yeah.
For the 15th time.
Also, a big fan of Vietnamese food. Like Vietnamese food. Big fan of Vietnamese food. Filipino food. Oh,
I hope so.
Super. That I'm surprised that has been discovered. I know, right? My wife is Filipino.
I think that maybe that's why you will like Singapore. It's just like a very good fusion of like Southeast Asian food. You can get like very good food. You can get decent Japanese food in Singapore too. Not great, but you know, Singapore is like.
I like what's the? It's like the Singaporean food is like a very fusion. Singapore is a fusion type place, anyways, right?
No,
so like
really, just mostly Chinese people.
It's English-speaking Chinese people mostly.
It's another China. It's just a smaller China.
Whatever.
You know what happened with Singapore, right? It's like. They after communism happened in China, and I'm gonna get my visa revoked. They went to Singapore, and I have the funniest time in Singapore because I speak Chinese, obviously. I also speak English, but I don't speak their Chinese or their English.
Singlish.
So I'm an outsider either way.
Because you have
kind
the
of funny.
accent, right?
Yeah, because I sound like an American. Well,
I mean, shit, I could do that in the South. I'll go to the South in the U.S., like, as you know, like, and so fun story. Was in Floribama. Was in the Floribama range, right? And I got tattoos. I have earrings. And I mean, I'm holding my nephew, and he was a baby at the time. He actually just graduated high school, and he's like, he's probably got 20 pounds on me. He's like, it's ridiculous. So I'm holding him just as a reference. That's how long ago it was. But I'm walking through like a Target or Walmart. I don't know what it was at. But we're getting diapers for his sister, my brother and I. And these two old ladies come up to me in Floribama, and they're like, "You ain't from around here. You're the devil." And I'm like, I'm holding a nephew, like trying to like, why? What are you doing? Like, why are you attacking me, ladies? Like, and they just like they followed me around the store, calling me the devil. It was like I had to literally leave the store as these two old ladies followed me around, calling me the devil.
That's funny because you're pretty fucking white.
Just tattoos.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I got tattoos, and they called me the devil.
Okay. Do you know Japanese people don't like people with tattoos? They
it's because the Yakuza thing.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously you're not a Yakuza because you're white. I mean,
you could be.
So, no. I know it's a very like a foreign.
He's got
this is a Japanese dragon here. Well,
he just got that. He has the Mario thing or whatever too.
Of a Yakuza tattoo. You know what a Yakuza tattoo is?
I mean, I'm rocking Nintendo right here, man.
Yeah, that's Japanese.
Well, you have a full sleeve, right? So the Japanese Yakuza tattoo is just their shirt. They have a tattoo of whatever their shirt can cover.
Yep.
So the point of their tattoo is to not show it. But for Americans, you have a sleeve, just whatever you show.
I'm a rooster, damn it, Ma. You gotta let me fly.
A lot of the bathhouses in Japan, they have a blanket ban with people with tattoos.
The pool houses, and even gyms, like in the hotels, you can't have your tattoo showing, that kind of stuff. Yeah, but it's getting better.
Most of the time, they're more lenient. That rule is only applied to Japanese people. They wouldn't so if you're white and you would go there, they wouldn't not let you. They have the option to not let you go in, but most of the time they won't stop you because you're white. That's racism in your favor, by the way. So
I need to live there. It's funny. My buddy was an English teacher in Seoul for like 4 years, and like he didn't review IEMs, by the way, and he didn't. He didn't.
Does he not have a tendency for violence? Does he not threatening me to punch me?
He was a gentle soul. He was a gentle soul.
I thought all of them were very angry people.
So and so like he's about my height, but he's a little bit not as like he's a runner. He's a runner, not a lifter kind of guy. And but he was like, dude, like you're talking about, like he's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed dude. And he was like, dude, people would always ask him to do commercials for him, or like be in like things like all the time, like, oh, come do this thing, and like they would get all this like celebrity, like weird celebrity thing, and it was like because he was just a white dude that lived there.
Well, I mean, white people have variants, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
everyone has variants. What are you talking about? We're all different. We're all unique snowflakes.
Black hair, brown eyes. We all look the same. I mean, obviously not, but
no, come on. Everyone looks different. Like, come on. Ant's
no, I mean, like,
he has short hair. You have long hair.
Yeah.
No, when you're from Asia, when you're from Asia, you're very used to having just the same skin color and the same hair color. So like, it's kind of weird to see, blonde hair, blue eyes people in Asia.
Yeah, and I think that's the factor, right? Like, so it's the unique factor, right? Like, kind of like the unique Melody Mess. It's so unique.
No, it's disgusting.
It's good.
It's good.
I don't know why you like it. You don't even like bass. Why would you like that thing? It's so weird.
It doesn't have a lot of bass. It's just
name something that UM made that's
impactful without being super bloomy or overly basic.
Do you know what's the last do you know what is the last good UM? That's called Unimalili Legacy. That's before your time. That thing is about 7 years old.
Yeah, that's actually a fun fact. I have not been into the audiophile for more than probably 4 years now. 4 years? 4 years. Because before my daughter was born.
what got me into the headphone audiophile. I like, but I never really got in. But
Yeah,
headphones.
And why do you have IEMs though if you're not like, what do you have right now?
He likes everything.
Why would you not do it? I like everything.
Yeah.
It makes you like everything, so but it doesn't really.
It's funny. I actually dislike more IEMs than I dislike most headphones.
Do you know why most IEMs are bad? That's why. Most headphones are good.
True. That's actually true.
Tell me a bad open bag headphone that's over $1,000. I don't think you can name two. I mean, exclude all the Odyssey ones. That's all. That's given a shit head. Like so like if you exclude Odyssey, if you exclude Odyssey, I don't think I can tell you about any headphone that's bad that's over $1,000. I'm still thinking.
I was gonna say the Nighthawk, but that's under $1,000.
$1,000, yeah.
So headphones are super. It's hard to find.
See, even the Nighthawk, yes, that one.
Sorry for everyone on the chat.
I had the Empyrean. You want to talk about something? Look for a review by me on the Empyrean. There's not one. I had it for like a month.
Are you just racist against communists? Is that what it is? Because they're like Romanian?
America. Fuck yeah.
America. That's right.
And the Empyrean is so this is gonna be my Tyler couch that you hate so much. But the Empyrean was really good for bass and it had a really features to it, but it was overpriced.
What's that?
It beamed treble into your drums. The bass was kind of bloated. What it reminded me of? It reminded me you took the Meze 99 classics, right, and then just made them turned them to 11. That was basically what the Empyrean was. They're not very detailed. They're not very they're just. And then the bass on top of that, the way they have the diaphragm is they made the bass come from the top and not from around you or from the where you expect it, which isn't a bad thing. It's unique, but it just turned into this giant wall of noise, which is my problem with most planars. Is that there's certain things where they just turn into this giant. They just throw noise at your ears, and you're just like, what am I listening to? It just.
Okay, yeah, but
sorry, rant over.
No. That's a good rant. I mean, I'm glad that even on your negative review, you still have to say the good part about it.
They're comfortable.
They are super comfortable, and they are fantastic looking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They look so good.
Okay, again,
they look good. They're good to look at, not necessarily on you. They look kind of ridiculous on you.
They look ridiculous on you, but I mean, well, no, ZMS don't look bad, but ZMS look for. I mean, look at that. Oh, that's just sexy. Look at that. I mean, come on.
I mean, yeah, but if you're $3,000, obviously you can't. There's something wrong with you if you look yourself in the mirror and you have headphones on. I feel like there's some fundamental problem. So I don't see. The only reason I see my headphones on my head is because I have a webcam on right now.
Wear your headphones naked? That's weird. That's weird, dude.
Well, you wear headphones with your head naked, so again, that's just. I have things on my head. Unfortunately, it's what most people call the hair. I think that's a very foreign concept to you. But I still have those. Maybe I won't in 10 years, but I'll enjoy it while it lasts.
I tried to enjoy mine while it lasted. I mean, I grew up.
I'm dedicated.
I know Widow's Peak. It's just really far back, Widow's Peak.
I'm not as dedicated as you, Tyler. You're into the headphone games that you're having the optimal headphone haircut.
It's called being bald. Genetics. I was made for headphones.
I much rather have like speakers, honestly. If
that's true.
But you have people
talk about this. Oh, you speak of speaker.
What's he pulling out?
Why does he have speakers behind him? He's pulling out.
Oh.
No.
Hide the face.
Have you tried those yet?
Oh, there it is.
I don't need to try it.
They're pretty good.
Oh, yeah, but
they're expensive, but they're good.
How much is 3.5?
Yeah, but then you need to buy a separate system to go with it.
Yeah, it's like the HE6 problem that you need speaker amps for,
It's like
for your.
$5,000, let's say.
So if you were to get the combo Bifrost Jotunheim, which
He's cutting out.
6. Sorry, no, I was burping.
We allow burps.
So if you were to look at that, like I think that the Bifrost you can get for, well, at the time when I got it, they had the discount on the Bifrost if you bought the Bifrost Jotunheim together. Jotunheim R, sorry, specifically, not the same as Jotunheim. Yeah, you're looking at just over $4,000 probably, depending. But dude, here's the thing. Everyone needs to. Maybe I'll demonetize myself, but like, dude, everyone should ask for better deals. Maybe not be a jerk about it, but like, hey, what, ask. Is there a discount? Is there a B stock? Is there a?
You mean like that? Like, okay, how about this? Were you there when Terran was giving? Okay, maybe I shouldn't rat Terran out. Terran was giving somebody shit. He literally took a screenshot of that email. Some guy asked for 30% off on a RAW requisite. Like he was actively ripping on the dude.
Was that Terran or was that was Nest?
It was both of
No,
them.
it was Terran. It was
both of
NetForce
them.
and Terran. The guy literally sent the same email to both of them and said, asking for 30% discount. He's like, can I get 30%?
That's too much. Like, you don't go specific. If you're gonna ask for a discount, don't be like, I want 43.75% off because I deserve it. Gosh darn it, and people like me.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So this is a thing that a lot of people don't know about, but you should contact your dealer because they can probably give you a discount on something. But you have to be nice.
Dealer. Sorry, my microphone's up there, so that's why I'm.
Yeah.
But
They have to advertise it. They have to advertise
I
a
think
certain
a lot
price.
of times that you don't. I think it's a lot of the other things that you have to have a good relationship with your dealer, which is.
Yes.
But for you, it's different because you work for fucking headphones.com. Well, you don't work. You work with headphones.com, which I'm about to get you fired. I don't like. I'm sure. Terran is a great guy.
Both Terran and Andrew are great guys, man. Those
guys,
guys.
and if you message them, they will give you a discount. But I don't think you will expect them to give you the same discount.
It depends on what they have on stock. Depends on what there's there.
Yeah.
It's like anything. It's ask.
It's
The
like
answer's always no until you ask.
It's like going to a car dealership.
Yeah. I think that's the other thing. But that's the funny thing that Anthony brought up. I like how, and I'm gonna take another dig at Tyler. You are so. What's with the blind buying, man? Like that's fucking retarded. Okay, you will never blind buy a car. If you go to a car dealership, the car dealer tells you, "Trust me, this WRX is great."
It's funny. The only thing I've ever blind bought, you're gonna be mad about this.
It's the best.
I'm gonna be mad at you. Right?
Yep, it was the Mest. The Mest is the only thing I've ever blind bought.
And you know what?
Because I have friends that usually I have friends in high places,
and I don't trust your opinion of anything as far as I can throw you. And obviously, you're twice my weight.
So about 240, about 6'2", 240. That's my weight right now. I'd like to get back down to I was before COVID, but
you are twice my weight, Tyler. So if you were doing this drinking game thing, you need to drink twice as much as me. But obviously, I think I'm drinking a lot faster than you are.
I don't know. I've already. I mean, I popped this. This is brand new, and I already got
like you only got your first. I'm on my second.
And I finished.
That's like nothing. Like you don't do a mixed drink. That's for pussies.
It's not mixed drink. It's literally sugar and fucking bitters dashes with like 6 ounces of whiskey.
But I feel like people are very comfortable with blind buying just because they have no options in the state.
I agree with you.
I'm very not okay with it. I always.
No, I agree.
I always wait. Why would you agree with me? You're not supposed to agree with me. No. And people and that's why I feel like it really affect their like it really cloud their judgment when it comes like because people either go either way. Like they blind buy something and it's like, oh, I love it because I bought it, right? They have to tell themselves they love this thing, or they blind buy and they hate it, which is a lot worse. And they go like,
yes,
why would you ever blind buy it? That just makes you stupid.
And this is one of my biggest pet peeves also is because you get people that will shill stuff or there will be what's a safe person I can call out for shilling? Unbox therapy. So you got unbox therapy, right? Like
well,
so.
And actually, the better one is the one that teaches English in Japan and loves Tupac DST.
Oh boy.
And you know what? It would be funny if he challenged you to a boxing match. I can assure you that you'll probably win.
Well, I've been trained, so that's different. I mean,
I don't care. I don't care. Between the three of us, you'll be, I think you have to be the representative there. I will fly you to Japan, and you can have a nice one-on-one boxing match with the man.
Fair enough. Like so, I'm a nobody, man. Like they don't even know who the hell I am.
No, but like that's the point. Like if people, go back with your Schultz rant.
What I was going to say before we went into the wonderful. I agree with you, by the way, about that whole drama that is that the they who shall not be named. But going back to the other part of it was like it's travesty that people can't demo or try things because I think there's so much good stuff out there, right? Like there's so much, and everyone has such a subjective thing, like where it's so many people will like things that maybe other people won't like. So I always say, when I talk to people that are asking advice about what should I buy or whatever, it's like, find like what do you have access to? What is that sound profile, right? What is your sound profile? Look at reviewers, go watch reviewers, go read reviewers, and if they have the same gear as you or they have what you think is the same sound profile, that is your baseline, right? And then from there, you're looking at 60% accuracy. Maybe, if you're lucky, 60% accuracy, by the way. Not so that's how I would
60% of the D.
Yeah, it is a D. Like
I mean you're white and 60% might be a B for you, but in the Asian term 60% give me a nice
It's a D. It is a D. It is a D. It's you're just above failing. And so at the end of the day, your ears are your best judge. So, and that's what I'm trying to say, though, is like you take that baseline of who reviews things. Do they match relatively your profile? And then from there, you have a baseline. And then you can kind of blind buy. But at the same time, like you're still blind buying, which is horrible. Like you need to hear the things before you. It's like a test drive of a car. You can't do a test drive of a car.
Yeah.
Would you blind buy a car?
You're in America. You don't have to blind buy. I think if you are, it depends on what it is, right? And I give Anthony a lot of shit when it comes to blind buying stuff. And obviously he's at the point that it doesn't really matter to him because like what it is.
Also, how much disposable income do you have?
Right. Because like I mean like this is the thing, right? If you're gonna blind buy something that's $50, then like whatever, right? It's a big deal. Yeah. It's like you trying whiskey. You don't know what it tastes like. You spend $50 on a whiskey. It's fine. You don't like it, then like whatever, right? The worst thing you pour it down. Yeah, you give it to your brother. You cook with it. I have bought my fair share of bad whiskey before, and I just
make a mixer with it.
Yeah, exactly. Whiskey or some Coke on there, some ginger ale. You're good.
Yeah.
Do you ever had a barbecue and you did a wood chip?
Oh, I did. That's what. Oh yeah.
You should soak the wood chip in the whiskey and then you smoke that.
Actually, you know what I do? I actually one step further. In my when I do a marinade, I actually throw 6 to 8 ounces worth of whiskey into my marinades for my ribs.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I do with my bad whiskey. Whenever I try whiskey, I was like, oh, maybe I should try that, and it turns out to be awful. I'm like, okay, I'll just dump a bag of wood chip on it, and I'll smoke my ribs with my bad whiskey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that if you're spending $50 on an IEM and it's whatever, right? You find you try something, but like people blind buy like $2,000 IEMs and it's just like
It's like,
yeah. How about this? I don't know about Europe, and Europe is like pretty much more dry than this.
Way harder to get stuff in Europe, man.
But in the state, shout out to headphones.com, and I think they're not doing their demo. They're not doing their loaner program right now. Again, I headphones.com don't pay me to say this, and they should. Taryn, you need to write me a check. They used to have this loaner program that I assume that is starting out back up again.
I'm
actually working with.
Hey, Tyler's gonna be a manager for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and help that out. We're gonna try and make it start again with like instead of doing like a loaner program, try to focus more on like a tour program.
A tour? Oh, there you go.
Tours make more sense because it's not as you're not holding up too much gear into like a program. They think about it. Look at that list that they had. That was like almost like $60,000 to $100,000 worth of gear that was just sitting waiting for someone to qualify for the program. Like, that's insane. That's product that needs to be shipped out and pushed out.
And it also doesn't take too much to qualify for that program right away, right?
Which is bananas. That's the crazy part. No one even tried to qualify for it. So
that's stupid. Because like you're trying to buy something that's $2,000 and you're not willing to put in just 20 minutes to write a review on the IEM. Like, that's silly, right?
It is.
I mean, like, you're not even like if you're gonna try something, you might as well just write your thoughts on it.
Put your AirPods in and write a review. Like, that's all you need to do.
Take a couple pictures.
It's not like it's like so like the headphones.com requirement is just like just to be be involved with the community and just like again like I can't.
It doesn't have to be a review. It just needs to be impressions.
Impressions. That's the other thing. It's not even a review. It's impression. Give us 2 paragraphs of what you thought of this.
With a picture.
You're good.
Hey, you know what? If Terry was to show me their 2020 CFA product, I will make a 20-minute video about how much I don't like them. Because I don't like them.
Now send it to me so I can shit on it.
Ruin your I think it's not a lot of work if you're willing to put up the work. And again, like, they're not even asking you to put up like money. You just write a fucking review. And it doesn't even have to be good. It doesn't even have to be coherent. You can be drunk out of your mind and write some kind of drunk paragraph.
I'm drunk 90% of the time of my review.
I mean, that's how you get me.
That's why he likes everything.
That's why. You know what? Even when I'm drunk, I don't even like.
You know what my favorite distortion additive is? It's whiskey.
There you go. Do you
don't got shit on whiskey?
But do you have a different preference when you're tipsy or drunk?
Yes. No, that's actually the thing. Like, from the morning to the afternoon to the evening, and then whether I'm inebriated or I'm drinking, I'm tubes, solid state. Like, yeah, it's a thing, man. Or if I'm caffeinated, like, that's a factor, man. No joke.
You're caffeinated.
Yeah, if I don't have coffee, I'm pissed. I'm like, this sucks. This is a horrible.
So what is your sound signature preference when you're drunk? Do you like something that's like warmer, or do you like something that's leaner?
Warmer's better. For sure.
Are you more of a contrast person?
You're gonna be shocked at this. Like which is scary.
That's not warm though. That's not warm though.
No, it is real. It's crazy. It's not warm, but it's impactful. And so it's
also not a headphone.
It's not. It's an ear speaker. Like, these to me, like, I agree with you. I 100%. That was exactly it. These are not a headphone. These are near-field speakers on your head.
Then you might as well just buy near-field speakers that you probably get better performance. That's not.
It's less loud though. Less loud and doesn't bother people around you.
Yeah. I mean, I also have a family. People, but yeah.
Sorry, bachelor life. My bad. Can't.
Dad life.
You're not a bachelor. I see.
Oh, sorry. I
have a dog.
I live with my wife. Thank you.
Yeah.
Should I show my pillow on stream? I don't think I should.
I don't want to know.
that will get you demonetized real quick.
Why is your carpet so spiky right here? Sorry, that's a teenager joke.
Oh my god.
Too close to home.
No, not really. I wash pretty often, about like once a week.
I'm joking.
I wash my carpet pretty often.
That was we went from PG to demonetized like in less than 60 seconds. It was amazing.
Nothing is too far for me. But I think do you enjoy like leaner stuff or warmer stuff when you're drinking, like in terms of headphones?
That's tough. You know, it's funny because like everyone thinks that I like warm stuff, right?
Because you
It's
are.
not
You're
that I like.
boomer. You are.
I actually just like smooth. So like when I say smooth,
Like Kenny
like I
G.
think the Utopia extreme.
You are a smooth man. That's what you are.
So smooth to me is the Utopia is smooth, right?
Yeah.
Like my honestly, and when I say boring, when I talk to I think the Utopia is boring, right? But it's boring because it's perfect, like to some level, right? Like it's not perfect. It's not nothing's perfect, but like it has like it's just so Goldilocks. Like it's just like where's my spice? Where's my sriracha? Where's my freaking like my chili pepper paste? Or where's my like what? But that's the thing though. Like so that for me, when I'm super drunk and I'm just like wanting to just like float and like release the day's stress. Yeah, dude. Like I love like my favorite headphones are the SR1A. And honestly, I will listen to my Verite Close probably 90% of the time. 90, yeah, easily. It's between these and my SR1 to the most when I want to just truly relax and just listen.
I like something super bassy when I'm drunk. I don't know why.
That's my very.
You probably feel it more.
Verite Close.
It's not that bassy, right? I don't remember.
You probably feel it more
Yeah,
when you're drunk.
Yeah. The Mest. I'm gonna go with Mest. Done.
Ew, gross. Like you should. Like, that's just something that should not be in your inventory of things to buy. Like unique melody is just. How about this? Tomorrow you're going to interview the ZMF folks, which is lovely people.
Oh yeah, they're the best.
And I think Anthony and I don't think, I think we're gonna do our podcast tomorrow, which is not coming out for the next week. We're talking about Chi-Fi, which is probably the
Unique melody.
no, like that, like you think I'm angry now. I'm no, I think, yeah, here you go, ZMF.
It's my coast.
Oh, nice for your
My booze.
for your booze. There you go. I have my beer coasters. I have them framed. I used to work at Whole Foods, and I have a collection of beer coasters. It's pretty nice. But like I feel like Chi-Fi is not to get into the topic for the Audio Discord podcast tomorrow. I'm not a big fan of it. I think just like IEMs in general that you again, like back to our like the old topic about how like it's hard to mess up open back headphones. I think there's so much experimentation when it comes to IEM, and most of the experiments are not good. Like they're not good. They're really really bad. Like have you heard
No, go tell me. What have I heard? What?
the Tier Forte?
No, I have not. I have not
Okay.
heard TF. Oh no, I have. Yeah. I have heard TF4.
It
It was
sounds
in
so
demo
wrong.
scenario, and so I like for me like. So here's the big thing with me. Like I'll tell people I haven't heard things that I have because they're in demo scenarios or they're in like a.
Right.
Because to me that's not accurate. Like I can't give a good if it's a short session, if it's like for instance the Neo, right? Like I'm pretty positive. So I was talking to the 64 audio guys back at Can Jam before it obviously was not happening. And they gave, and I listened to the Neos. They're like, "Oh, this is a prototype." I'm pretty sure they're Neos. I'm pretty sure that was the Neos that they listened to. And like, and I liked them. I thought they were cool, but like they're like these are super way out from making, right? And so which they just pushed them out today, right? I think the Neos were just today.
Yeah.
And so stuff like that where I'm like, like that's a demo. It's a prototype. It's probably it's been 6+ months since I've heard them. They've probably completely changed the tuning.
Probably
I
not.
assume they. Who knows? Yeah, exactly. Probably not. But like, they sounded great to me then. I wasn't, but I'm not an IEM guy. So here's a fun fact about me. I'll get an IEM, and Ant can justify this. I'll instantly be, hey, what do you think of this IEM? because he's my baseline. It's Ant for IEMs.
Why
I'm
would
like,
you
is this good?
why would you have to ask him if it's good? Like, do you like it, then you like it. If you don't, you don't, right? It doesn't really matter.
That's also true. And so like and so for instance, I love the Solaris.
Disgusting.
I love the Solaris, even though but I hate the fit. The fit sucks.
It doesn't have nothing to do with the fit. There's everything wrong with the Solaris. There's nothing there's nothing right with the Solaris, by the way.
Holographic, amazing.
Holographic, my asshole. Ken Bob can. Yeah.
But for instance, unique melody.
What does it even mean? What do you mean by holographic?
So when I say holographic, so I think of it like
it's 3D.
I'm right now. 3D, exactly. Holographic is 3D. It's like, how does this, in my bubble, is it presenting sound in a bubble, or is it presenting it wide? How deep is it? How tiny is it? Oh.
But to get the Solaris fit, you're supposed to shove it half-inch in your ears.
Let's shake hands. Oh, there it is. Oh, yes.
You want to
touch.
shake hands? But to get the Solaris as the right fit, which I can fit, by the way, which is kind of funny. My camera is not focusing. Oh, there you go. To get the right fit on the Solaris, you need to have to shove it half-inch in your ear.
Painful for me, anyways. It was painful. It was heavy. It kept popping out of my ear. It sounded great once I got the seal right, but it was just
not great. Fucking talking about. Like, no, that's like when it came out, it's not even good in terms of American hybrids. Like, in terms of LX and Trio, I don't like the LX, by the way. I am very okay. I am very firm on the stance that Trio is the best. I have never heard the Neo, and I heard the NA demo unit when I was in Japan, but you can't buy the NA demo. So, what is available to you? The TIA Trio is the best 64 IEM, and at that point, and still, no. Why would you buy something that's so meh?
Because it's smooth. It works. It sounds great. It doesn't do anything wrong.
12T
U12T is like the utopia of the IEM.
There you go. We both said it. But that's the problem with IEMs. You don't want something so average. U12T is not the utopia level.
No, that's right.
Of IEM. That's the problem, right? When you're so average, it's great. That's the utopia. And you can't disagree with that, right? But when you're 12T, you're not the best at anything. You know, Utopia it's great at everything.
I call it the Goldilocks. Right? Like the Goldilocks headphone, right? Or the IEM. It's not that it does anything great. It's just right. It's just right.
But 12T isn't that. 12T is okay with everything. Utopia is great at everything.
That's the Goldilocks. That's exactly it. That's the definition.
I'm not a big fan. Like, again, Trio has character, and I am more. I think Trio is a more accurate representation of a more accurate representation of what 64 audio is, and 12T is just their consumer pleb.
Yes. In my experience, the Trio is the much better IEM. And once again, this is from a very short demo of it, but I agree with you. Like, I think the Trio is
best 64 audio IEM, and they discontinued it. It's so good they discontinued it.
It's the Neo now.
Oh, fuck that.
The Neo's the N8, right?
Neo,
N8. I think that's what it is. Yeah. It's got like more drivers, right? The whole gimmick behind the Neo is it's more drivers.
No, it's the fact that it's more unhinged than the 12T than the Trio. It's so bass bloated and it's so. It's their take on the NLX.
Bass is good, man. Everyone likes a little junk in the trunk. Let's be real.
I know. I like big bass. I cannot lie, but I'm not a big fan of Legend X for a very good reason that it's just overpowering.
I have not heard the Legend X, but I heard that is a bassy boy.
That is, but you know what they also did? You don't need to hear Legend X. You need to buy the better Legend X, which is also an Empire Year, the Empire Year Valkyrie. And you hit out with your buddy Terran.
I heard good things about that. Yeah.
Valkyrie is the best Empire Year, and I speak the truth, nothing but the truth, because I am truth. No,
Hashtag.
Yeah. I had the conversation with Ken before that the Valkyrie is the best Empire Year because it's the soul of Legend X. Except it's more unhinged. It's just so basic that it's what it is and it's nothing else. It doesn't pretend like it's anything else. It's just so
that right there. It doesn't pretend it's anything else but what it is. That's that unique character, right?
Yeah, so unique that it is what it is. It's gimmicky and they know it. Valkyrie, that's what it is.
Empire Audio Cascade. That's my guilty pleasure.
That is disgusting, by the way. No, you would never. Why would you ever have that?
With XL pads.
No, why would you ever have that dumpster fire of a fuck?
It's downstairs. I use it on I've been playing Spider-Man. Just got a new PS4 Pro. I've been playing Spider-Man with my cascades with XL pads. It's amazing. Love it. Amazing.
I'm not very okay with how you guys are okay with mediocrity. Which like really baffles me because you have so much good stuff that you're just so okay with mediocre stuff. Like you're just so okay with it.
And jump in and
do not save him.
I mean, these are really good.
Oh,
these are $100.
Let me just put my finger in my mouth.
Give me more of those.
But that said, I don't like the Cascade.
Good. I'm glad because it's
so the Cascade is a W. Like it's so W that it's ridiculous. And not even W. It's like a weird check mark with a W on the back end. Like it's based on a pedestal with a mid range and treble that's pretty up there.
This is the only good W right here.
I thought the old Bush was the good W.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you have to convince me for me to like a Campfire Audio product. I'm very okay with Andromeda.
It's funny. Andromeda, so here's the thing. It's crazy. Most people the shape of the Andromeda IEM. I had it downstairs because I've been another thing. I've been plugging my Andromedas and my Mest into my PlayStation to play Spider-Man. So I bought a PS4. So just for everyone's whatever, I bought a PS4 for Ghost of Tsushima. That's the only reason I bought a PS4, and then I bought Spider-Man to hold me over. But anyways, for me, the Andromeda, for whatever reason, fits my ears. It's weird. I don't understand. Because it's such a weird boxy shaped IEM, but it fits my ears, and it's not uncomfortable. Most IEMs, after a couple hours, I'm like, oh god, take this out of my ear, get it out of me. Literally, get it out of me.
V2 or the original?
So I have the golds and the V2, which are my ones. I had the V2, and I sold them to one of your guys' Discord, actually. I should probably pull it up. What's his name? He's up in Canada. One of the gentlemen.
I also don't like Canadians, so there's that. Don't mention his name.
Canadians are awesome, man. They're nice people, man.
Let me do my Canadian rant. Canadians are very nice people, but there's something wrong with them when they get into audio that they just get extremely cancerous.
What? I've yet to meet a cancerous end. Well, never mind.
It's like when you mix bleach and ammonia, how you always tell your kids, don't put those two things together.
That's ammonia is just PRP. That's just R. Kelly on times squared. It's R. Kelly squared.
No, you don't when the Canadians are into audio, there's something wrong with them. It's just it triggers something in their head that just wires them incorrectly. That they have this I don't agree with them, and I just know. And Jeff knows exactly what I'm talking about, Jeff.
Hey Rocky, brother.
I don't get along with you Seattle folks either.
He's got some sexy freaking Solaris too. He's got them SEs, dude. Those are sexy.
Oh my god,
dude.
And how about this? Like,
You throw some freaking clam, some abalone shell on some IM shells.
you know, some of them are like cut in half. Some of the SEs are from 2 different pieces of abalone.
I've seen them. They're bad.
And you paid $2,000 for that shit? That is stupid. That is the dumb. Like,
But they're good looking. They're rainbow. They're oil sheen. Beautiful.
Okay now. Have you ever had like abalone before, and then you just have the shell left? Do you like it?
I do like it. Yeah, you have to
really?
tenderize it perfectly. You have to tenderize it, and then a trick is you slice it super thin and saute it slightly in like true butter.
You ever had a raw before?
Oh, raw is amazing.
It's super chewy. It's like crunchy. Like it's like collagen. Yeah,
it's like jellyfish. It's like jellyfish tentacles.
Well, I mean, it's more crunchy. I had it on a sushi, and it's great.
I agree.
But the thing is that I'm not a big fan of the mother of pearl like abalone, just because I always go to the sushi restaurant that would just give me the shell for free. I'm like, oh, that seems cheap.
Every time we go to Hawaii, we always get the abalone.
I'm like, okay, you crush that up and you put it on an IEM. Again, I like the look. I love the look. It's done well. But not okay. You gotta feel bad. Going back to my Solaris rant. You gotta feel bad when you're a CFA owner that they come out with a different Solaris or a different Andromeda every other day.
They're not as bad as some of the different versions of the. Yeah. Thank you, Ant. Thank you. Rescue flag, tag.
Yeah, but like, how about this? The Solaris SE wasn't that long ago.
No, it's fair. And so the problem with, and they knew this, the Solaris was big, right? Like it was a big IM, and so which, by the way, that is a sexy looking IM. The 2020 Solaris, all blacked out, shiny black, onyx. What do we call it, onyx? What do you think? Is that onyx color?
I call it glorified hi-fi. That's what I call it.
It's a good looking IM. It's smaller. I'd like to hear it. I'm looking forward to hearing it. I like the Solaris one.
Are you getting an X or is Anthony getting an X?
Resolve's got it, and then I don't know if probably Ant would get it for me. Like I'm not an IM guy.
We'll see.
Yeah, but obviously we all know what you're gonna say about it. You love it. That's why.
I purr for you.
I can write a Tyler review. Oh, it's great. I even though it's not my flavor, I know why some of you might like it. There you go. That would be Tyler review in a nutshell.
I'm done. I'm retiring. Thank you. I quit audio.
And you know what? You can probably write my review too. It's fucking garbage. It's dumpster fire. I don't know why you
so bad. Why?
Yeah, why is that so bad?
So predictable.
I just took a gif of what's his name from the freaking and dying and getting shot.
Hey, I gotta get going, so I'll let you guys continue to chat.
No. All right, yeah, I agree. I have to go have dinner. My wife's making food, so.
All right. I think this is the last time we'll ever have this podcast, just because.
Until next week.
No, probably not. I'll end it with this, Tyler. Have you ever watched an old CNN show? A CNN show called Crossfire, right? Where Crossfire. You have with a liberal guy and a conservative guy on. Who's the liberal guy?
So I would be considered the non-liberal. The liberal.
I feel like
he is definitely not the liberal guy.
Yeah, I'm the liberal. I'm a liberal.
When it comes to like audio review, I feel like you're the liberal guy, and you're the more
I'm a half full. You're more of the half empty. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and who's the liberal guy, by the way? I don't remember his name. Who's the guy that did Crossfire? What?
Ant's the liberal.
No.
I'm the moderate. I'm a moderate.
He's talking about
on Crossfire. Who's the liberal guy?
Oh, is that the bald dude? No, that's the Republican. The Republican's the bald dude.
No,
Newt Gingrich.
Is it Crossfire?
Newt Gingrich?
No.
No, I'm looking at the current cast. The current cast. It's
not the current cast.
Oh.
The old cast. When Tucker Carlson was on.
I don't like that guy.
Yeah, that guy's garbage.
It's
Tom Braden and Pat Buchanan.
I want to say it's no, it's not Van Jones. Why is this so?
He's the current guy,
Yeah, I don't. I want to look at the
or the most
old.
current guy. Sorry.
No, I want to say I'm more the Tucker Carlson, which is the very extreme right, when it comes to like I'm pretty judgmental when it comes to like headphones and audio. I'm the very right guy, and I feel like Tyler, which is
Bill Press?
more liberal. I think Bill Press is the crossfire. That's what we should call the podcast, the crossfire of audio.
Audio crossfire.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't agree with most things, but yeah, this is probably the last time because until Tyler hates me, I don't think that's my objective.
Why would I burn a bridge?
And that's your problem. I'm trying to get you to hate me. This is not like this is. There's
Bring it.
everything wrong. All right.
Thank you, Tony, for that sweet focus.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think we're gonna call it here. I don't know if we're gonna make this. I don't know if we're gonna make this a weekly thing when we get drunk on air.
Yeah, I mean, getting drunk and talking about audio is probably not the best scenario for talking about audio. You're adding a whole lot of distortion, right? Like just in the nature of audio. And
Well, the saying in Vino Veritas, you know what that says, right? In wine, there's truth. You get drunk when you.
that is actually accurate. I like that actually. Booze brings out the best in us.
And you know what? And you are a happy drunk, and I'm obviously an angry drunk, and that's our difference.
You're not.
I'm a
quite
lover.
angry.
Yeah, no, this no.
All right, I gotta go for reals.
Until next time.
All right.
man.
Hey, brother.
I
Rush,
think
it was a beautiful session. This did go long, but it was amazing. I loved
yeah,
it.
I don't think we'll ever have this over again. You enjoy that drunk podcast. All right, good night, people.
See ya, guys.
Rush, let's do it again.
Love you too, baby.
Later, buddy. Later, Ant. All right,